Oh, you're there? I didn't know I was live. But since we're live, might as well just talk, right? Man, Donald Trump flirts with a female reporter. Isn't it interesting how history repeats itself? It's such a crime for a man to flirt with a woman. I never understood this, guys. Like, haven't we learned anything from history? Okay, Trump said she's beautiful. What's the big deal? But now they're saying that his political career is under fire for not allegedly, he was flirting with a female reporter. I'm going to roll the tape, let you guys hear what went down. We're going to kind of cover this story and find out what's going on, guys, because there's a few things we have to address, right? First thing first is we got to address the photo, right? The photo is very, very important, guys. Like this photo here, this photo is very telling, right? Now, I don't know if you could see that, but when a man holds a woman's hand like that, it means that he want to lay pipe, right? Ladies, if a man hold your hand where your hand is in the center, right? And his hand is like holding your hand like completely, he want to put pipe on your back. He want to put meat inside of you. So when Trump looked at the female reporter, he got aroused while he was looking. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to condemn him. I'm actually here to support him on laying pipe on that woman. What I'm trying to figure out is why he's getting backlash over this. Like, this doesn't even make no sense. You know? How many times us brothers seen a woman and we're like, hey, how you doing? It's because we wanted to lay pipe. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I was even rooting for Clinton. When Clinton got caught out there after getting some top in the Oval Office, I'm like, why y'all making a big deal about this? The man was getting some head. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you in the office all day, you a president. Damn, I can't get no head. So it's like, it's kind of crazy because back then, I believe it was like, I think 98, 99, somewhere around there. 98, 99, somewhere around 97. I'm not sure what year it was. But Clinton was under fire for getting some head. And everybody was making a big deal out of the chief, commander-in-chief, getting some top in the Oval Office. When I heard the news, I was like, yo, that's when I knew Clinton was gangster, because I'm like, damn, dude was getting some top in the Oval Office. You know you got to be gangster. That's when I knew it was okay to get some head at the workplace. Once I learned that, Clinton was literally making Monica top him off, like she was topping him off in the Oval Office. Dude was getting head every day like this, every day at work. I'm like, man. Once I saw that, I knew it was okay to go to the job and get some top. I see a sister, I pull up, that was my way of, breaking the ice. I was like, you see the news last night? She was like, yeah, I saw the news. I was like, yo, they doing they doing Clinton dirty. And she was like, yeah, but that's bad what he's doing. And I'm like, I don't really see it as bad. I mean, he was just getting some head, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I mean, we at work, we here all day. I see you all the time, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it kind of helped her to give me some top. So to Clinton, on behalf of all of us men, we want to thank you for being brave. I don't understand why you lied, though. You should have never lied to the brothers, man. If you knew you were getting some head, You should have just stood firm and was like, yo, I was getting some head. It is what it is. I don't care how my wife feel. I was tired. I just needed to bust a nut. Because, you know, when you at the job, fellas, every now and then when you at work and you working hard, you know what I'm saying? You sweating. You're building up a lot of testosterone. You need to bust a nut. You really do. So having a job wife is cool. So I don't know if Trump, you know, can put this into a law that in the workplace, men need to bust a nut. It's mandatory. At least 2 nuts while you're on the clock. You know what I mean? That is put into law. That it's okay. We won't get caught up with sexual harassment and all that stuff because it'll make the job place more efficient. You guys, y'all know what I'm talking about. You guys that got a job wife that you kind of fool around with shorty in the workplace, in the back in the booth in the dark, you get some quick head, blow her back out real fast, you know, clean up real quick, woo, 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 head back onto the work site after getting some, you know, do what you got to do. It makes the day much better. It make coming to work more fun. You won't miss days at work when you know you're going to get some top, you're going to get some head, some box, you know what I mean? And you ladies, y'all know the deal already. You at the job working all day. You got your job husband. He's able to break you off real quick. You know, sometimes he may not pipe you down. He may, you know, eat your box or you know, whatever you want. I don't know what you like. You know, whatever freaky deaky you like, he may do that at the work site. Woo, boom, boom, boom. You head on back to your desk. As long as you take care of your hygiene, you good, we good. So right now, let's get back to the content. Make sure you double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. It is what it is. So now we see the woman in question, right? We see the woman. Trump said that she's beautiful. Let me roll the tape so you guys can hear what he had to say because I don't understand what's the big deal. You know what I mean? They saying he's under fire for this. He could, you know, his whole political career is in jeopardy. And I don't understand what the deal is, man. So let me get the tape ready for you good people. Let's see.
And I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect. She said, she's beautiful and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, you know, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. You covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I covered even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great.
I don't know if you can hear it, but
Appreciate it.
And I have one more question.
let me wind it back, open the screen a little bit. Give me a minute. Let me open the screen, play it back. It's probably low. Okay, let's
And I
see.
shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect. She said, she's beautiful and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, you know, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. You covered Africa.
See, now
Yes, for over 10
what
years.
what this tells me,
I covered.
hold on. What this tells me is that Trump wants some chocolate cooch. You know what I mean? Some African cooch. 'Cause you know, out in Africa, out in the Congo, they got a lot of those women out there. They got wagons. You know, they got that chocolate cooch. You know what I mean? And you know, a black man. You know, we can't resist when we see a woman, a melanated woman. We gotta lay pipe. You know what I mean? So I can't really blame Trump for stepping out of character in the Oval Office and finding her attractive. I can't really fault him for that. He's a man at the end of the day. So to all you people that want to impeach him, that want to take him down, that want to destroy his political career, y'all need to fall back with that mess. He's just being a man, dawg. Like, come on. The commander-in-chief looked at this woman, stepped out of character for a minute. He wanted to smash, guys. I mean, we all guilty of that, guys. Come on now. Come on. How many of y'all been on the workplace and they have like a new female supervisor that pulled up new and she's in the other department and you're like, damn, you know what I mean? you want to lay pipe. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You a man, she a woman. As long as you are within workplace policies, you're not doing nothing goofy. There's nothing wrong with wanting to lay pipe. You know what I mean? Especially if she's feeling you. Now, she gave Trump her hand, and Trump held her hand. Now, guys, all of you guys that are scared of women, that are afraid to approach a woman, you know what I'm saying? Let me give you some advice. Stop being afraid, dog. Stop being afraid. All your brothers on the 9-to-5 grind. If you see a woman you feeling and you want to lay pipe on her back, dog, you got to just pull up on her, fam. Don't be scared. Don't be timid. Pull up. Be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I see you around the job and stuff like that. I just wanted to talk to you real quick. And, you know, you just kind of introduce yourself, break the ice, you know what I mean? Hold her hand. You know what I mean? You have to grab her hand. Like, you reach forward and you hold her hand. You know what I mean? That's what Trump did. Trump broke the ice. He broke the touch barrier. They always say when you break the touch barrier and you make a woman feel the warmth on your hand, it breaks that touch. So now it's like she already know you communicating with her, subconsciously, telepathically. You're telling her that you want to lay pipe on her back. Do you understand? And he already the commander in chief, so he already got clout. So he don't really have to do nothing. So by him holding her hand, it lets her know, like, look, after this whole interview, after this press conference, I'm gonna see you. All right. So when you guys are at the workplace and Shorty is there, you just got to pull up on her and, introduce yourself. Now, you got to look for the signs, guys, because you can't do nothing goofy in the workplace because we still got, sexual harassment, workplace violence, all sorts of madness. So you got to be within guidelines in the job. So I'm not trying to make you brothers lose your job. What I'm saying is that when you see a Shorty in the workplace and you want to lay pipe, you have to make sure that the signs are there from her, meaning that she's feeling you. You know what I mean? So if you look in her eyes, because women normally will size you up in the first 10 seconds. The first 10 seconds, she already told herself if she want to give you the cooch, if she want to top you off. And this is how they do it, brothers. Don't let none of these women fool you. When the same way, when we see a woman and we want to lay pipe, the same way, brothers, a woman will see a dude that she find attractive and she's ready to give you head. She's saying it in her mind. She's like, damn, I would definitely sing on his mic. I would definitely do this and throw it back. She's saying all of these thoughts are going through her mind. You know what I mean? She really want you to break her off. But a lot of women be shy. They be a little, they be worried. They don't want you to think that they are 304. It's not that she a 304 or anything. You need her to be your personal 304. See, there's nothing wrong with a woman if she's your personal 304. Now, ladies, don't get offended. But at the end of the day, a man want you to be his personal 304. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why Diddy did the freak offs. Now, I'm not into none of that other freaky dicky stuff he had with them dudes. I'm not into that. But it's not a crime to have a freak off. There's no crime in that. You know what I mean? So, guys, when you're at the workplace and you see a woman and you're feeling her, you got to pull up, you got to be confident, and you got to let her know that you want to lay pipe. I know it sounds a little extreme, but in this line of work, you can't be playing games. You got to tell a woman exactly what you want. Don't play Mr. Friend. Hey, how you doing, sister? Good morning. No, you tell her, you be like, come here, I want to talk to you for a bit. What do you want? What do you want? I wanted to tell you something. I've been having something on my mind all day. But remember, she got to be the kind of woman that you could tell that she feeling you. Women will give you those signs. They'll give you those signs by the way they look at you, the way they laugh at your jokes, the way they like touchy-feely, all that type of stuff. When you see all the signs and everything is there, you pull up, you call her over, you tell her in her ear that you want to lay pipe. You know what I mean? You tell her that what you want to do to her. You know what I mean? Talk dirty in her ear. That stuff is going to go in her ear. It's going to be deposited down into her spirit. And before you know it, her cooch is going to signal her brain that she needs to link with you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving you the game. Y'all getting mad, but I'm trying to show you, like, this is what happened with Clinton. When Clinton was with Monica, Clinton was running game in the workplace. Clinton wasn't playing. Clinton knew he had a woman, but at the end of the day, when he saw Monica, he was like, damn, I gotta smash, I gotta lay pipe. You know what I mean? And he couldn't resist. I mean, he's at the office all day. Why not? You know what I mean? And now everybody trying to shame Trump for telling this woman, this African woman, that she's beautiful. Ladies, let me give you the game. Anytime a man compliment you and tell you you look good, it's because he want to lay pipe. He want to put pipe on your back. Don't take compliments lightly. When a man, now listen, ladies, y'all be getting this thing twisted. If I see a woman, primarily a sister, because you know them sisters be looking real good. A brother can't resist a sister, fam. You know there's a God when you see a black woman. When you see that wagon, them legs, them curves, bruh, that stuff make you a believer. So, ladies, when you see a man and he compliment you, he like, hey, how you doing? You look good in that dress. You're very beautiful. You know, you got nice features. He wanna lay pipe. You understand? It's not a compliment. He's just weak. He's scared to tell you what he want to do to you. I'm not scared. I'll tell you exactly what's going on in your face, in your eyes, in your ears. I'll tell you exactly what's going on. I'm not afraid because I already done know the game. Now, the reason why most men will tell you you're beautiful is because they're scared to tell you what they want. And see, guys, this is where you mess up because all the other guys are telling her the same thing. So she hears this every day. It becomes cliche. She want to hear the dude that's going to come up to her and tell her that he want to lay pipe. He want to put heavy meat on her back, deep. You know what I mean? You got to tell her that you want to put meat in her deep. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell her you want to play with her clit. You got to tell her straight. I'm telling you, look, she's going to giggle. She's going to laugh. She's going to be like, you crazy, but all of the while, that's what she been wanting to hear the whole time. The thing is, you've been on this good guy. I just want to be Mr. Nice Guy. I want to be a gentleman. That's not working in 2025. You got to be straight up. Now, Trump exhibited the qualities of a man that's just going after what he wants. He know he's the chief executive. He know he's in the Oval Office and he's around a lot of distinguished people. But at the same time, his man nature kicked in. The testosterone was there. He saw a woman that he found attractive. He couldn't help himself. He had to let her know, and he held her hand. Always hold a woman's hand. Always do it, guys. When you hold her hand, you got to look at her in her eyes, bruh. And you got to tell her what you like about her. Talk dirty. The nastier, the better. But make sure you don't break code. Remember, she got to be the kind of woman that's feeling you. You got to recognize the signs. Women put those signs on every time they find a guy that they find attractive. Women normally put the signs out there. They're not going to tell you because they're shy. Women are very shy. Not all. Some women will tell you they want you to lay pipe on them. Some women are bold. Some women, it's scary almost. Some women will literally pull up on you and be like, yo, like, what's good? And you be like, damn, she ain't no joke, bro. So I'm trying to figure out why Trump is getting backlash for finding that woman attractive. I mean, at least he have the balls to do what it is. Now, Clinton, bro, even though we salute you for getting head in the office and laying pipe on Monica, we kind of disappointed in you, dog, because you were lying in front of the cameras. Let's go to the tape with Clinton, because I don't like the fact that he was lying to the people and whatnot. So let's go to the tape, guy. The tail of the tape. Clinton. Let's go tails of the tape. Make sure you double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up too, y'all. Don't hate on your boy now. I done gave y'all some free game so that you could lay pipe on these women at the job. Just don't get fired now. I gave you some free game. I gave you the truth. You know what I mean? And make sure you on point too. Don't be pulling up on these women and you all dusty. You know what I'm saying? Musty. You don't got your cologne on. Make sure you smelling good, because when you got on that cologne and you pull up on shorty and you're like, yo, I want to holler at you for a bit, tell you something in your ear. I don't want nobody to know. And you pull up right? When you go by her ear, your cologne is gonna hit her. So now the cologne gonna hit her. You being up on her is gonna give her an imaginary sense of what it feel like when you on top of her laying tight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to give you the game to give you all the subliminals and how that stuff is marinating in her thoughts, especially if you the type of dude she was feeling. You know what I mean? And you just tell her what you want in her ear, and then you just walk away. Don't wait for no answer. Just tell her what you gotta say. Look at her in her eye real quick, and just walk away. Don't say nothing else. Tell her what you want. Look her in her eye after you finish, and then walk away. Go about your business. That stuff is marinating in her mind. She's like, I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe he just said it. Now, she may go tell one of her friends, or she may just keep it to herself. Now, as you go throughout your day, there's going to be a point in the day where you're going to link up. You're going to walk past her in the hallway, whatever the case is. She's going to look at you, and you look at her, and it's like you just go, you know what I mean? She already know what that means. You know what I mean? But now here's the key. Once you do that and she look at you, you go like this. If she come to you, it's a wrap, bro. She's ready to get down, bro. I'm telling you right now. You be like, hey, what you doing right now? You busy? She's like, nah, I'm not really busy. I'm pretty much free. That's it. All right, now it's time to get it down, bro. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know how it is in the workplace where you work, but normally in every workplace, there's a spot that you could kind of just chill and ain't nobody there. That's where you pretty much hang out with shorty. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean all the time y'all gotta do the do. You know what I mean? It's just a spot where y'all just like kick it and just kind of chit chat a little bit. Boom, 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 woo, woo, woo. And y'all just do what y'all do, and then y'all just head on out. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you communicating with her and that she could pretty much trust you that you're that dude she's supposed to be with. Because normally in the workplace, you got a lot of big mouth dudes. They always kissing and telling. They always telling all their business. And see, the last thing shorty want is for you to have a big mouth, always telling your mans and them what you did, what you do. If you're in the workplace and you're messing with a shorty, bro, you don't tell your mans and them that, yeah, you know, I was with so-and-so. Yeah, I got some top. Bro, you don't do that, dog. How you gonna do that? How you gonna disrespect shorty like that? That's between you and her, dog. You got to create a level of trust. You know what I mean? If you create that level of trust and she trusts you, now she's going to reward you. Now she's going to be looking forward to being around you. But if you out there talking, bro, that's going to make things complicated, man. And now if you get on her bad side, she may contact HR, bro. Throw you under the table because now you're making her out to be a HOE. You know what I mean? You got to keep it respectful. You know what I mean? No woman want to feel like she's some HOE on the job, bro. You got to respect her image and treat her right. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, that's just some free game. But now let's get back to the case here. Let's go. We're talking about Clinton. We're going to show you guys the difference between Clinton and Trump. Trump is going to most likely lay pipe on the African woman. Now, salute to Trump for, letting us know that he's not afraid. He was like, yo, this can cost me my political career, but hey, it is what it is. He already know what happened with Clinton. He already know, but he don't care. That's my whole point, bro. You can't care about how people go and see you. I'm a man. I'm supposed to lay pipe on a woman. That's your job as a man. That's why I don't see what's the problem. How everybody making videos trying to trash Trump for wanting to lay pipe on a woman? That don't make no sense. It's your job. If a woman is feeling you, you feeling her, we supposed to be able to vibe together. It shouldn't be nobody business, bro. You know what I mean? So now let's learn some things from Trump. And ladies, don't get offended with me, all right? I'm just keeping it a buck with you. You know what I mean? If there's a dude you feeling, you know what I mean? He's supposed to respect you. He's not supposed to be putting out your business. You dudes that be doing that, bro, y'all messing up the game, man, because you got to treat these women right, bro. Y'all be too anxious to tell your friends that you laid pipe. That just proves that you don't know how to conduct yourself around women. Women like privacy, bro. I'm going to tell you that, bro. Women like privacy. Sometimes you might run into a sister and she a freak, bro. Shorty is a freak. And she don't want nobody to know. You know what I mean? Now, she'll be a freak with you because you bring it out of her. You know what I mean? She don't want everybody to know, but you out there running your big mouth, telling everybody, now everybody coming back to her talking. Bro, you messed up the game, bro. You messed it up. So now, let's check out the tail of the tape with Clinton.
Speaks forcefully with his most emphatic denial yet of sex and lies in the Monica Lewinsky case.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time.
Liar.
At the same time, Special Prosecutor Ken Starr increases the pressure on Lewinsky to testify against the president as the White House remains under fire.
You see what's going on, fam? Let me turn back on my light. You see what's going on here, right? This is crazy, man. Hold on. Where my light button at? Give me a minute. Let me see. Is it this one? Nope. A light button I'm looking for. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Now, dude is basically denying that he got some head from Monica. That's crazy work, bro. Just admit it. You in the Oval Office. Think about it, fam. You the commander-in-chief. You the president. You in this office every day by yourself. You seeing this woman coming in and out, bruh. You watching her when she come in looking good. When she turn around, you seeing her wagging. You seeing her legs. You know the back of a woman's legs. When you see that niceness there, bruh. Her calf area, ankle, bruh. You're looking at all that stuff. And you just licking your lips like, damn. Man, I want to lay pipe on this woman. But I know I'm at the job, though. Man. At some point, Clinton had to make his move. Or maybe it was Monica. You know what I'm saying? And he got some head. And I'm sure it wasn't just a one-time thing. You know what I mean? Because normally in the workplace, when you laying pipe, you know what I mean? You and Shorty, y'all link up every now and then. But something must have happened. I don't recall the whole story. I think Monica wanted it to go to the next level. And Clinton got cold feet. He got a little scared. And you could tell he don't really know how to do this. Probably was his first time. And, you know, if YouTube was out back then, YouTube started in 2005. That's when YouTube started. But if YouTube was there back then, I could have gave, I was about to say Trump. I could have gave Clinton the game on how to move in the Oval Office. And maybe this would have never got published on TV. But let's listen back at the tape. Again, be sure to double tap the screen, guys, to give it a like.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting tonight from Washington.
Good evening. Here at the White House, the president's new counterattack went beyond the court of public opinion to actual court in Little Rock. This included a blistering attack, all but directly accusing Special Prosecutor Republican Ken Starr of being out to get the president in new motions in the Paula Jones case.
See, Kenneth Starr, dog. Kenneth Starr, bro. You a cock blocker, bro. Like, for real. You know this man is out there doing his thing. And it's like, you there trying to bring down the man, bro. You know the man getting some head. There's nothing wrong with getting some head, bro. You a man. You at work. You tired. Listen. When you in the workplace, right, there's certain codes and laws that you must follow. When you're dealing with a woman, you got to keep that quiet. Because normally in the workplace, we already know everybody's business. In the workplace, we know all the drama. We know who messing with who. We know who thinking about messing with who. You know what I mean? So you got to really move quiet. You got to be like, yo, when we in the workplace, don't even stand near me. Keep everything quiet. You know what I mean? So that nobody don't be in your business. Because once people be in your business, man, that's when everybody go to talking. But now Kenneth Starr, based on this tape, it appears he was trying to bring down Clinton.
Former White House intern Monica Lewinsky has reportedly told all, talked, but still does not have a deal for immunity.
So she was the intern, fam. So Monica Lewinsky, you know her name says that she give good head. As soon as you hear a woman named Lewinsky, you know she's the head doctor. You know that her head game is crazy. You understand what I mean? Crazy. Let me see. Kathleen says, who cares? Kathleen, you mad because your head game is whack. Kathleen head game is whack. That's why you don't got no man right now. Talking about who cares. You must care because you watching me. If you don't care, leave. You mad because we spitting game and you don't got no man. Because your head game is trash. The only women that's going to keep a man is the woman that have good head game. You know what I'm saying? When a woman give you some real good head, bro, you hold her head and you got to pray. And you got to ask God to protect this woman. How many of you brothers got some head from a woman, bro, and you had to stop? You had to stop her in her tracks. You had to lift up her head and stop her and be like, God, protect this woman at all costs. All right, you can continue. You got to pray to Jesus. You got to pray. Listen, you got to pray to the Lord. I'm telling you, y'all getting mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Did she come back in to curse me out? Salute to V-Dub, man, in the building. Somebody accused me of being a Christian. I'm not no Christian. So y'all could take that Christian stuff somewhere else. I ain't no Christian. So now you feel dumb, right? I'm just doing my content. I'm trying to figure out why y'all trying to crucify Trump for wanting to smash the African woman. She looked good to him. You gonna tell me you guys ain't gonna lay pipe on her back? A chocolate melanated woman? Come on now. Trump saw her. He forgot he was president. He was like, dang. Let's get back to Monica, fam. So now, like I was saying, Monica Lewinsky was an intern. Her name, Lewinsky, clearly says that she give good head. As soon as I would have heard her last name, I'd be like, who's the intern? Oh, Miss Lewinsky. Lewinsky? Bring her in the office.
Kind of star. And Hillary Clinton stands by her husband at the White House, then heads to a planned appearance in New York.
See, Hillary Clinton is mad because she wasn't giving her husband no head. I keep telling you, ladies, when you have a man, you got to make sure you're taking care of this dude. You can't be out here being all political and your man is home and you ain't, breaking him off. I told you, a man have to bust at least 3 nuts a day. At least 3 nuts a day, a man must bust. If you a dude and you ain't getting a bust, at least 3 nuts a day, bro. That's bad. I mean, if you bust at least 1, that's cool, but 1 nut is bad, bro. If your woman is making you bust 1 nut and that's it, that's torture, bro. Because that's normally the first nut. That nut is like the first one. That's like boom, boom, boom. The second nut, that's when you lay pipe. You blow her back out. You know what I mean? And now the third nut, that's that nut that it take way, way longer, bro. That's like that long nut. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So if you ain't getting those 3 nuts a day, it's not gonna keep, first of all, 3 nuts a day will keep the doctors away. 3 nuts a day will keep the doctors away. So now, the reason why Hillary was running for president is because she felt she was a man. And Clinton already done betrayed her trust, but I can't blame Clinton because he wasn't getting taken care of at home. You know what I mean? Clinton wasn't getting taken care of at home. His wife was too stuck up, too much into her job. This man is at home beating his meat. Dudes are tired of beating their meat. That's not cool, bro. If you a brother right now and you beating your meat, bruh, man, that's not it. That's not the move, bruh. It's just sad, man. We gotta get you brothers a woman, dog. You know, let a woman beat your meat, dog. Let a woman that have nice hands, pretty nails, you know what I'm saying? Let her beat your meat. Get a woman that got pretty feet. Let her give you a foot job, bro, at work. I'm serious, guys. You can't be you can't be home beating your meat. When Clinton was in the office, he wanted some head. He was sitting there and he was like, damn, man, I'm over here needing some head, bro. He saw Lewinsky walked in. Now, again, Lewinsky was feeling Clinton the whole time. That's why she wanted to be an intern. That was her way of getting close to the president. She became an intern, you know? So you guys, man, y'all got to stop this whacking off stuff. Stop all of that, man. Say no to whacking off. There needs to be a law put in place that if you whack off, your phone start ringing and it alerts authorities to come to your house, man, and lock you up, bro. Let a woman whack you off, man. It's something about a woman's hands. A woman grip your meat, and you know she knows how to love. She knows how to show you love. You know what I mean? Sometimes you could be at the job, and it might be a situation where you can't really do nothing, but you could kind of go with shorty in the back by the room, and she could give you a quick hand job. It depends on what the situation is, because you gotta bust those nuts, bro. You gotta bust those nuts. At least 3 nuts a day will keep the doctors away. You know what I mean? Some of y'all laughing, some of y'all giggling. I get it. But you got to find a woman that want to make sure that you good. And you got to make sure she good too. Because a lot of you dudes, man, it's like you want to be taken care of, but you ain't taking care of shorty. You got to break her off too. Don't think this is a one-way street now. You got to break her off too. And it might be a situation where you had to break her off, but you weren't getting nothing in return at that moment. You get what I'm saying? Just like if a sister's at the job or she's off work or you went by her crib or whatever the case is and she gave you some head. Maybe she gave you some head and she didn't want nothing in return. She just wanted to make sure you good. But it may be a day you got to take care of her and you ain't getting nothing in return. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to reciprocate the energy? I think what happened was that messed up Clinton is that when Monica gave him head, she wanted something in return. And Clinton was like, nah, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't eating your box. It ain't like that. And Monica was like, what? You tripping, dog? Are you crazy? Nah, bro. I ain't doing that, man. And that's what brought up all of these issues, man. To the dude that said, I'm a loser. Where's your woman, dog? How come you don't got no woman? You on my live calling me a loser. When you watching me at 4:53 a.m. in the morning, calling another man a loser. You sound like a cock blocker. You sound like a loser. Only men that do that are losers. Real men don't do that. Real men don't do that. And it's just sick that these type of ninjas, or you might be a white guy or whatever the case is. And if you're a white guy, then, I mean, surely you would be a hater. You know what I mean? Because if we were to get with your women and lay pipe on them, they'll forget your ass. Like, for real, for real. If you had a woman and I gave your woman the work of God, she would forget about you. She'll forget about you. She wouldn't come back home because you have to give a woman the menu. You know, when you think about laying pipe, when you think about being with a woman intimately, right, you got to boldly go where no man has gone before. A lot of you guys are timid, scared, cowards. You don't even know where a woman erogenous zones is. You guys don't know how to do a damn thing with a woman, bro. You get with her, you get scared. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to feel on her. You don't know what to touch. You guys are just weak, bro. Rather than you sit down in the classroom and learn something as a man, you too busy wanting to have a dick size contest to see if you can compete with another man. You sound very, very lame and sorry as a man. A real man don't come on another man's live to call him lame or, oh, he's a loser and all this other goofy stuff when he's dropping gems and jewels, bro. You sound weak. But anyway, let's get back to the content. So Hillary, the first lady, is pretty much was pissed off with Clinton. And I'm trying to give you a comparison between Trump and Clinton. Trump is just straightforward. He saw the woman. He was like, yo, you beautiful. What I said, ladies, when a man compliment you, it's because he want to lay pipe on your back. So anytime you see a man compliment you, it's because he want to lay up with you. He want to sleep with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a man. He's supposed to want to lay pipe. You can't get offended with a man because he want to lay pipe. You can't get offended. Oh, all you guys want to do is sleep with us women. That's how we all got here. Duh. Your mama wasn't always that old woman. And your dad, he was out working construction one day when he saw your mom in that sundress. And you know how you women look when you're in that sundress. You see that wagon, that curve around the back area and that lump of them butter buns. You ever see a woman's butter buns in a sundress from the back? Come on, man. You know them things, them cheeks got to get clapped. As soon as you see them things, you got to clap them cheeks, bro. Them cheeks was made to get clapped. I said, God, in his infinite wisdom, knew that a man was supposed to clap them cheeks. God Almighty, in the heavenly realm, knew that us men was supposed to clap them cheeks. Come on now. When a man see a woman looking good, all he's thinking about is them buns. He's thinking about what's between them legs. Come on now. When God brought Eve to Adam, Adam knew that God was good. Because when God brought Eve to Adam, Adam saw those legs. Adam saw Eve with them fishnet stockings on and some heels. He told her, turn around every now. He started to sing for the Lord. Do you understand me? Adam didn't even know he had a pipe between his legs. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I said when Adam was in the garden, he got aroused for the first time. He said, God, what is this between my legs? Because his wood stood up. And he couldn't understand because he never had this happen to him before. He said, Lord, something is growing between my legs. God had to calm him down, said, son, that's your woody woodpecker. He said, what? He said, your woody woodpecker. I gave you a rod to lay pipe on Eve. So that right there made Adam recognize the power of the rod. So, because he didn't even know what he had. Just like a lot of you guys, you know, you never been with a woman because for whatever reason, I don't know. And it's like you don't even know what to do when you get around them. Some of you guys, you get timid. You don't know whether to touch her body. You don't know to kiss her. You don't know what to do because you never been with this female before. So it's like you scared. You were like Adam in the garden. But when God brought Eve to Adam, first thing he told Adam is to lay pipe. Adam was like, how, Lord? He said, get on her, son. Saddle up, get on her back. Get on her now. He's like, this, Lord? Yes, like that. Now lay pipe, lay pipe, lay pipe, lay pipe, lay pipe, lay pipe, lay pipe. The Lord was there coaching Adam while he was laying pipe, and then he clapped. And Adam got up and he worshiped the Lord and he praised him for his wife. I'm telling you. That's how we all got here. So there's nothing wrong, ladies, if that man want to lay pipe. You know what I mean? As long as he with you long term, he treat you right, you treat him right, everything is good, we good. But now, let's get back to the case with Lewinsky. Let's get back to the case and play the tape.
Our coverage begins with CBS News White House correspondent Scott Pelley. Scott?
Dan, tonight, Monica Lewinsky's attorneys tell us that she has told prosecutors all she knows. They describe what they call a complete account of her relationship with President Clinton. But that account was given over the telephone today and was not written down. Prosecutors are still trying to decide whether they will offer immunity. This new threat came on the same day that the president finally rallied to his own defense. The president had been silent 3 days. His lawyers wanted it that way. But the political damage was rising much too fast. Today, drawn and bleary-eyed, Mr. Clinton joined the battle to save his presidency.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Man, stop lying, Clinton. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. How you gonna tell us you ain't had no relations with her and you knew you were laying pipe?
Miss Lewinsky, I never told anybody to lie, not a single time. Never. These allegations are false.
How you gonna say they false, dog? That's the problem. That's the reason why we got issues with Clinton. At first, we were rocking with you because when we first heard the news, all of us in the barbershops, we were cheering you on. I was working in the barbershop as a barber back in the day, so I was cheering you on, dog. But when you got up there and you lied about getting some top, bro, I couldn't respect you after that, dog.
And I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
He turned his back on questions as the First Lady followed, applauding.
See, he did that to protect his marriage with Hillary. He should have just told Hillary, look, I know you my wife, but at the end of the day, I got to get some top. You know what I mean? Because you know how in this society, they be saying, oh, a man is supposed to be with just one woman. That's a lie. A man is supposed to deal with women accordingly, not just with one woman. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be faithful to your women, but at the end of the day, a man was never designed to be with one woman. I don't care how you feel about it, ladies. You could get mad. I know y'all get mad at me all the time. Y'all threaten to unsubscribe. Y'all threaten to pull your support. You don't want to click the like button because I'm keeping it real. All you got to do is look at your situation. Look at all the guys you dated. Let me turn back on my light. Look at all the guys. Look at all the guys you done dated. Look at all the bad relationships, all the hurts and pains, the trauma, the drama, and ask yourself, how many of those guys been faithful 100%? I'll wait. Each and every one of them guys had some other shorty on the side, and it doesn't matter how good you look. You could be fine. You could be a baddie. A dude is going to still mess around with some other woman. Now, here's the key. We don't want these brothers messing around. I try to teach these brothers to get with a woman, be faithful, do what you got to do. If you get yourself another woman, don't lie. You know what I mean? Let your woman know, look, I got this other sister here. She mad cool. I'm really feeling her. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And you let her know. And you go and you lay pipe, and it is what it is. If your woman want to get mad, talking about, oh, I'm leaving, you can't be with her, then you let her go too. But you're not going to let nothing stop your manhood, because that's the problem. What Clinton should have did right there is just put his foot down and told Hillary, look, I'm a man. I got needs. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm a man. And you know what's so crazy, guys? Women know. Women know that you're supposed to have another woman. She knows that already. She know. But if she can play you into giving up your birthright, into being just with her, she's going to control you and control your every move, including your manhood.
The woman who could bring down the president appeared for the first time today, leaving her apartment with her lawyer. Lewinsky has indicated she will accuse Mr. Clinton of a sexual relationship, but only with a guarantee from prosecutors.
See, if Clinton would have been honest with Hillary and been like, look, babe, I got much love for you. Because this is the problem with a lot of women, right? Y'all be thinking that because the dude went with the other woman, that he don't got love for you. No, he got love for you. It's just that he want to lay pipe on that other woman. It's something about when you already have a woman and you're able to have new cooch and you lay pipe on the other woman back. It makes you appreciate the other woman you with. And now you got your women with you. You doing your thing. You're being faithful as a man. It teaches you how to grind. And before you know it, things start growing in your life. Not only relationship wise, but you start growing in wealth. Because why? You have your women rocking with you and they're not fighting. They're not arguing, all that other goofy stuff. If Clinton would have just kept it a G and was like, look, I like Lewinsky. You know, she's a young lady. You know what I'm saying? Hillary, you're with me. I know you're an older woman. It is what it is. I got much love for you. But this young cooch that I'm getting right here, this young head, man, she really done woke me up, make me feel like doing my job. Like I ain't gonna hold you. The way she was gripping my rod in that office, man, I bust that nut. It made me put new laws into Congress. You know what I mean? It really done got me on the right track. You got to let your woman know that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He didn't do that. He was lying the whole time. Just be honest. Be honest with her so that she could decide what she want to do. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of you ladies, you don't want to end up like Tia Mowry. You know, Tia Mowry, I still got to do my videos about her. You know what I'm saying? She up on the gram showing her camel toe. You know what I'm saying? Tia Mowry want a dude to lay pipe on her back so bad, bro. I got to do videos about her because she over there mad at the world, acting like being single is so happy. She's so happy about being single. All of that is cap. She gave up on Corey. Now Corey out there doing good, probably got himself a new woman. You look, ladies, you cannot end a long-term relationship and then expect to get into a new one and expect it to be, you know, perfect. Once you're in your 40s and you get rid of that good man and, you know, whatnot, at that point, you can't get married. This is where a lot of ladies on YouTube get mad at me. Look, ladies, stop getting mad at me, please. I'm a man. I'm giving you real advice, real game. If you just keep ignoring this type of stuff, all you gotta do is just look at your life. Don't get mad at me. Look at your life. If you're a woman, you hit into your 40s, especially if you got kids, ain't no man marrying you. He's not marrying you. The best thing you could do at that age is get with a dude who's going to kick it with you. You know what I mean? Let him be your companion, right? Have good companionship with that dude. Y'all kick it and just vibe. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to tell you, and this is not to make women be competitive or be in competition. Normally when a dude have like a side woman, right? The side woman is always fun to be around. I'm going to explain why. It doesn't mean he don't love his main woman. He got much love for his main woman. You got to understand me, because a lot of times y'all be getting jealous. Y'all be getting mad. Y'all want to fight. Y'all ready to break up, take the kids, you know, do all that goofy mess. What I'm saying is the side woman is normally the fun girl because when dude come around her, she know what her assignment is. And dude can literally talk, he can laugh, he can be free, and she just know how to vibe. And his woman that's at home, even though he got much love for her, he's still hiding what he's doing. He's still hiding who he really is. He's scared to be himself. It's like when he's around his main woman, he can't talk about his desires. He can't talk about what's going on with himself. So he hides the truth. You know what I mean? He got love for his woman, don't get me wrong now, but he's scared he might end up losing her, or he's scared that, you know, maybe she's going to be hurt. And it's like he don't know how to explain himself. It's like he's conflicted with how he's feeling. It's like, damn, I got love for my woman right here, but damn, I love shorty right here, dog. And it's like, my goodness, I want both of these women, man. But I'm living in a society where they telling me I'm supposed to be with this one woman, but damn, this woman here, man, she make me feel good, dog. Like, man, I need both of these women, dog. Like, I don't know what to do, man. But he lying, though. You know what I mean? He lying to his first woman. Now, the second woman know about the first woman. This is why I'm saying the side woman is normally the fun girl, because she know about the wife. She cool with it. She don't have no problem. She know you got to go home. She know you got to go home. She just want her time. She know you got business. She know you got to go to work. She don't bug you. She just want that special time with you when you can. Whereas your main woman, she don't have no clue you with that other woman. I think the issue here is the fact that Clinton never told his wife the real deal. He kept it on the low. Keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. That's what he was doing. He was keeping it on the down low because he was listening to R. Kelly, and pretty much it just messed up his whole world, man. It messed up his whole world. And salute to everybody coming in the building. Be sure to hit the like button. Y'all be hating on your boy, man. Come on now. You got like 400 people in the building, only 117 likes, bro. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Double tap, thumbs up. That's how you do it, right? So, let me see. Yeah, that's why men make the big mistake. The biggest mistake men make is that they're just not honest. They're not honest. When you lie, see, here's the thing, guys. If you lie to a woman, she'll never respect you, bro. She will never respect you if you gotta lie. Once you lie to a woman, it's over. It's over. It is over. She's never gonna respect you, man. If you be honest, let's say you got a woman, right? You got a woman, you've been with her for a minute. You kind of kicking it with some other lady, right? And you hiding what you're doing. You keeping it on the low. And your woman is asking you, because sometimes women be asking you, they're not stupid. They know something ain't right. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, ladies. This is how you know your man got some other woman on the side. Sorry, brothers, but I got to air you out. This is how you know that dude got some other woman on the side. Like he came home from work, came home late, right? You already suspect he got some other shorty. So what you got to do is just give him a hand job. Give him a quick hand job. If his nut is not as potent as it normally would be on the first bus, right? And it's not as much as it's supposed to be normally, that means he was already done smashing shorty on the side. I know you guys are mad, but I don't care. I gotta let these ladies know the truth, because y'all be out here bugging. Because if he was with shorty, he probably bust 2 nuts. So if he didn't get to that 3rd nut and he come home and you kind of milk him off real quick to kind of see if his milk load is not as potent as it normally would, he was out there screwing with some other woman, or he just got through beating his meat. Thank me later. Matter of fact, hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I done told you what it is, bro. Look, ladies, I'm telling you facts. So now, guys, don't lie no more. Don't lie no more. Yo, Ringo, man, that's not right, dog. You messing it up for us brothers. I'm not messing nothing up for you. Stop lying. If you would just tell your woman the truth, tell her you want some new cooch. Tell her you want a woman to smash. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just tell her straight. Tell her you like that woman. Tell her you got some other woman. You feeling her. You know, tell her you got much love for her, but you like that other woman too. And you let her know, like, look, I got all these desires. I'm a man. I don't want to hide nothing. I'm just trying to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to lose you. I'm here. I'm always here. Always got love for you. I got love for her too. You know what I mean? I can't control these. I'm a man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, I'm not going to hide nothing from you. You know, it makes me feel crazy when I do. She's going to respect you by the sheer fact that you told her what's up. She may not like it at the beginning, because no woman is, but she's going to respect you. And she's going to pretty much rock with you. Even though you told her the real, she's going to still rock with you, because why? Number one, you kept it a buck. You weren't hiding nothing. She realized that you are a man. And women know, they're not stupid. They could tell something ain't right. Women got that intuition where they just like, you now coming in from work? It's 11 o'clock. I know, babe, I was doing some overtime. Overtime? I don't know why you lying to me. They already know. They already know. All you had to do is just tell her right there. Like, you know what? You got me. You got me. You got me. So you're going to tell me the truth, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay, tell me. Tell me what's going on. It's kind of difficult to talk about. Difficult? Ain't nothing difficult. Just tell me what it is and stop hiding. That's all you got to do. Just tell her straight because she already know what it is. She already know what it is, bro. She already know you lying, bro. So just tell her straight up. Tell her you was laying some pipe, and it is what it is. Somebody come in and says, "Wow, you still yapping. Let me help you out real quick. I'm still yapping. You're blocked." I'm still yapping. I'm at work. I'm at my job. You talking about still yapping? I'm at work. You still watching. Imagine somebody coming into my live, you still yapping? That's like me going to your job. You still here? You on the clock. I'm asking you if you still here and this is your job. Real dumb. But let me get back to Clinton, because what we're trying to do, guys, Trump is under fire right now. His political career could be in shambles because they're saying they need to get him out of office because he found the African reporter beautiful. And they feel that it was inappropriate as a president to say that. I'm like, how? He's the president. He see a woman, a chocolate woman. He want to lay pipe. And see, this is why. All right, watch this, guys. Why do you think Trump said this could end his political career? By saying she's beautiful. You know why? Because everybody know in politics that if you let a woman know she's beautiful, it means you want to lay pipe. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Everybody know that if a man say on the job, that woman is beautiful, those are sexual words. It means he want to lay pipe. Have you ever seen a woman, dog, that you looking at her and you're like, damn, my God. She walked by, you're like, never happened to you, dog? You ever seen a woman and she just looked delicious? I don't say beautiful. I say delicious. You ever see a woman when she's decked out, she dressed herself up, got on her nice dress, put on her heels, toes looking delicious and juicy, nails done, skin looking good, hair is nice, perfume smelling good. This woman smelled delicious. She just looking good. You ready for dinner, bro. You don't care. That is how Trump saw the female reporter. He looked at her, he stepped out of character, and he caught himself. He's like, yo, I know I could get in trouble for this, but who cares? I'm a man. Now, all the other men that was around Trump, they know what time it is because they all do the same thing. Don't let them fool you. They all do the same thing. And the difference between Trump is he had the balls to just say what it is, whereas Clinton, he denied it publicly, lied to the American people, lied to his wife. He wasn't fit to be no president. I'm sorry. Any man that's denying that he got some head on the job isn't worth being the president. That means he'll lie about anything. You can't trust a man like that. That let me know he's not really fit for the job. I was rooting for him when we heard that he got some top from Lewinsky. I was rooting for him. All of us in the barbershop, we were talking about that all day. We was like, yo, man, yo, that's crazy, man. Clinton got some head, bro, in the Oval Office. Wow, bro, that's gangster, bro. I respect that. But when he got on the news and he denied it, he was like, I did not. They always do like this. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did not. To the American people, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I was like, what? Bro, you lying. Just admit it, dog. That's what made me lose respect for him.
He knows that I want essentially full immunity. He knows that I want and would accept nothing less than a promise not to prosecute. So how close we are is really in his hands, not mine.
Tonight, independent counsel Kenneth Starr is considering whether to accept Lewinsky's oral statement. He had been insisting on a written version. CBS News has learned the independent counsel is investigating reports that people working in the White House spotted Mr. Clinton and Lewinsky alone in the mansion at various times.
They spotted them just like on the job, dog. Listen, everybody in the workplace want to lay pipe. Everybody want to get it in. They just get jealous because you getting it in. How many of y'all ever been on the job and you there with your shorty on the job and other dudes over there cock blocking, or you got other women, telling the supervisor and, oh, yeah, Ringo and so-and-so, he in the corner with Shaniqua, and, they not like, Names when you getting called on the radio, yo, we need you at the office. I'm like, dog, who in the world snitch, bruh? It's because they mad you getting some buns on the job, bro. They mad about that. So they see blocking on you, man. Yeah, Shaniqua, man. Shaniqua gets some good head, dog. Shaniqua. You know what I mean? Listen, certain names let you know who got good head. Let me give you some names. Shaniqua. She give good head. Veronica, good head. Stacy, she got some good head. Deborah, her head is crazy. The name of a woman tells you what her head game is, bruh. I'm telling you, man. I could go on and on and on, but then now if I say that, some of you ladies might have some of those names, because I'm looking at some of these names, and some of those names some of those names reflect what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, a woman's name says it all, bruh. A woman's name tells you everything, dog. Literally, bruh. A name says it all. That's why I'm saying you got to watch out. I don't want to say no more names. I might have to make a video and put the list of names. But the name of a woman tells you she's a freak. Straight up and down, bro. I don't want to, put out no more names, because then now, y'all going to get mad at me and whatnot. But Lewinsky, let me put on back my light. Lewinsky is clearly the name of an intern that give good head. You know what I mean? Think about all those women that went to do internship at like Bad Boy Records. Think about all of that, fam. Y'all think they just went there to learn how the business go? No. It wasn't like that, fam. And sometimes it works the other way around. Sometimes you could be a dude and you do an internship and it might be a female executive or supervisor or whatever, and she pull up on you and she want you to lay pipe on her. You know what I mean? And it's like, you didn't really go there to lay pipe, but she pushing up on you, and it's like, it is what it is. So you just have to lay some pipe. You know what I mean? Sometimes some of you guys, you've been forced into laying pipe on a woman at the job that you really didn't plan on it. It just kind of happened. It's like, damn, she was feeling me like that. She was like, yeah, I want you to lay pipe on me. I've been watching you for a while, and I want to give you head. And you're like, damn, it's like that? And she was like, yeah, I want to give you some head. So you whipped out your meat real quick. She topped you off, and when she topped you off, you ain't expect to be hooked. Her head game was so crazy, it's like you was almost in love, dog. It's like she made your rod disappear. She did some tricks you never seen before. You know what I mean? She made you make her tonsils twerk. You know what I mean? You never made a woman tonsils twerk. You never did that before? You need to get a woman like that, fam. Women that they don't mind you making their tonsils twerk. That's the kind of woman you need to keep on the team. You know what I mean? You need to keep that kind of woman is special. She's a special woman. You got to take care of those kind of women, guys. Like, for real, for real. Those kind of women are the best women. The tonsil twerking women. It's one thing to see a woman twerk in real life, but a woman that will make her tonsils twerk, that's when you get in head and, like, she let you go all the way into her throat, and then she make her tonsils twerk, and you could feel the tingle of her tonsils twerking, bro. Like, yo, it's amazing. It's crazy. Some real acrobatic types, futuristic stuff, Fast and the Furious type stuff. It's out of this world, dog. Like, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Now, I'm just telling you guys, if you get one of them tonsil twerking sisters, bro, it'll make you, like, you'll take care of that woman, bro. Like, for real, for real. You get you one of them, they'll make you really, really change your life, bro. Like, for real. But let me get back at the content. Make sure you double tap the screen if you like the show.
Secret Service records have been subpoenaed. The agents expect to be next. The White House strongly denies the reports.
The president's denial is quite clear that there couldn't have been that type of encounter. We've checked even with people who would have presumably been brought a report of any incident of that nature, and they...
Like, who cares if the president got some head, dog? Like, why are they making a big deal? This is the thing I don't understand about this whole situation, bro. Y'all tried to railroad Clinton because he got some head. He was with a woman. Like, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Somebody says, what if you can't reach the tonsils? Then that means something wrong with your rod, bro. Something wrong with your rod if you can't reach the tonsils, bro. You know, you got to train a woman, bro. You got to train her. And see, that's the thing. A lot of women want to be trained. They want to be trained. They want you to train their throat, bro. See, here's the thing, guys. You just haven't ran into a woman that's willing to just let you do whatever. A woman got to be really aroused and into you for you, similar to Diddy and Cassie. Remember? Diddy he broke Cassie in. You know, he made her tonsils twerk. Y'all saw all the text messages, all the emails. Cassie was like, yo, she can't wait to gargle nuts. She said she like it when it's in her throat. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, some of you guys, see, I don't want to go into too much. I don't want to make it be a little too graphic. You know what I mean? Because this is YouTube. But I could really talk my talk and really break things down. But, you know, it's going to be a little too graphic. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he broke Cassie in, and that's how it be when you're with a woman that really like you. A woman that really like you is going to go the extra mile. You know, if your rod cannot get to her tonsils, that means it's too short. You know what I mean? You're a shortstop. You know? But a woman, one of a woman's erogenous zone is her throat. Yo, one of a woman's erogenous zones is her throat, bro. I'm just saying, guys, listen. I'm trying to help y'all out. See, these ladies, believe it or not, just by me talking this type of stuff, some of these women, I'm telling you, they want to get piped down right now. Right now, bro. I'm telling you, they're not going to tell you. But I'm telling you, it is what it is, bro. Some of these women want something in their throat, bro. They just looking for the right dude that is a freak. A dude that just say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. And some of y'all be too scared. Y'all be like, I don't want to say that. If I say that, she's not going to like me. You know, she might be a Christian. Bro, if she's a Christian, she's more of a freak. If she's a church-going woman, she's more of a freak, bro. Haven't you known? Haven't you heard? The woman that's in the church, she's more of a freak, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But Ringo, that's a sin What? What are you talking about? If I'm with you and you're my woman, what sin is there? What are you talking about? Yeah, but I'm supposed to be married. Well, if I'm laying pipe, now you're my wife. Duh, read the Bible. The Bible says once a man lay pipe on a woman, she becomes his wife. You're more talking about a wedding ceremony like in the world. But biblically, when a man lay with a woman and put pipe on her back, the woman becomes his wife. You know? That's just how it is. That's why when you're with a woman, she end up looking like you. How many of you ever seen a couple and it's like they together and the man and the woman start looking like brother and sister? You know what I'm saying? That's because he been piping her down. He been putting a lot of meat, a lot of, power sauce. He been saucing her up. You know what I mean? So she went through a metamorphosis. She started transforming into the very image and likeness of this man. They start looking alike. They start looking like brother and sister. That's how you know he's one with her, because he been piping her down so much. See, a lot of you ladies, you need to get piped down. You're like overdue. You need to get piped down. It's been a minute. And some of y'all been living this lifestyle of, well, I'm enjoying my single life and, I don't need no man and, Jesus is my husband. No, you need to get piped down now. You've been playing a long time, playing games. You don't want to get too old now. You don't want to get too old and miss your opportunity. So yeah, I'm going to make some videos. Like I said, I got to talk about Tia Mowry. I got to talk about her situation because she tripping. She was literally on her page with her camel toe all open, showing all the creases and the crevices of her sugar walls. I'm like, you trying to advertise cooch. You want a brother to lay pipe on you. And she was busy reading DM messages, laughing and giggle. It was kind of cringe to listen to. You could tell she never really did nothing, but I could tell that she's crying out loud for some pipe. Like if there's anybody that can tell you the real, Tia Mowry want to get piped down like bad right now. Like if a guy was to pipe down Tia Mowry right now, she would be all in love right now because she's crying. She's begging for some pipe, bro. Like for real. Cause she had her legs open. You know what I'm saying? Like she's showing you. She's showing you, fam. Like she had the camel toe showing, bro. Like she really wants somebody to bust her wide open. And I'm like, look, you get the right dude to blow your back out. It is what it is. So I'm gonna talk about her situation later on today. Tackle that story. If you ladies watch, you can learn some things. It can help you with relationships. But you got to get with the right kind of guy. A lot of you ladies be getting with the wrong man. See, here's the thing. Every man is going to want to smash. He's going to want to smash. There's nothing wrong with a man wanting to smash, ladies. The problem is, do the man want to be with you? That's the key, right? We got to make sure that the man want to be with you long term. So, okay, he find you attractive. He want to lay pipe. Okay, that's number one. That got to be, the first thing. He's attracted to you. You're attracted to him. So the sexual energy is there, right? Okay, do this man want to get to know you on a serious level? Which means when he get around you, is he talking the kind of talk that says, hey, I really like you. Like, I ain't going to hold you. Like, not only do I find you attractive, I want to lay pipe. All that stuff is good. I feel the sexual energy is there, but I really do like you. Like, for real. Like, I really want to be around you. Like, I like being around you. Now, if he's like that, then now we got something. Now we got a dude that is not only physically, sexually attracted to you, but he's also mentally attracted to you, emotionally attracted to you. He likes being in your company, in your presence. You like being around him. Now we got something that we could work with. But if the man just want to lay pipe and he's just attracted, but it's like when he come around you, he lay pipe, but then he's out, he want to go. Something ain't right. Something is not right if he don't want to chill. Even if he just came around you to chill and there was no action. It was just, hey, I'm just here kicking it. And there's no real action. Nobody was doing nothing freaky deaky, nothing. And he just kind of kicking it with you. If he don't want to do that, something wrong. That means that his intentions is just to screw. This is where I think a lot of you ladies mess up, is that because you find that he's sexually attracted to you, you think, okay, I got him. No. Do he like being around you even when you're not doing nothing? Have he told you with his own words, like, look, babe, let me talk to you for a minute. I know we've been talking for a minute and whatnot. You know, we have some real good energy, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It may sound a little, you know, but I really like you. Like, for real, for real. Like, I like being around you. I ain't going to hold you. It's not just wanting to smash and all that other stuff, but I can see myself being with you. Like, for real, for real. Like, we really be chilling. We be talking all the time. And I just feel like I'm supposed to be with you. If he's not talking like that, you got a problem. You got a problem. Then you're going to get hurt because now you're going to feel used. You're going to feel like this dude used you, like Monica. Monica felt used because Clinton didn't keep it a buck with Hillary. If Clinton would have told Hillary, Monica would have felt good because Monica already knew he had a wife. Monica already knew. She ain't care. She was like, look, Clinton, I'm going to give you some head, give you some box. I'm pretty sure he got the box too. It wasn't just head. He most likely smashed that woman multiple times. You know what I mean? Because in the Oval, you heard on the video, they said they seen him multiple times alone with that woman. Y'all heard it for yourselves, fam. Let me get back at the tape. Let me get back at the tape. Let me rewind it a little bit so you can hear that section where they said that the people in the office, they knew that Clinton was messing around.
The White House spotted Mr. Clinton and Lewinsky alone in the mansion at various times.
See?
Secret Service records have been subpoenaed. The agents expect to be next. The White House strongly denies the reports.
See, what's sad about this is people in the workplace was monitoring Clinton while he was doing what he was doing. Now, that's just sad, bro. That's just sad, bro. Because I would think that men would be on code, but the Secret Service guys, they weren't even keeping it classified. I thought you guys were supposed to keep what you're doing classified. If you know Clinton was getting head, blowing out Lewinsky's back, you guys are supposed to keep that classified, dog. Y'all not supposed to be telling nobody nothing. That's crazy. Let me see. Kyra said, what? Don't give a man none until marriage. Man, that ain't working. No, that ain't working. Not today. You gonna learn the hard way like that. Don't give a man what? Let me turn back on my light. What? What she just said? Did she just say don't give a man none until marriage? Hey, good luck with that. I'm giving y'all the game. You know what I'm saying? That ain't working in 2025. Men are not doing that. We're not waiting around. We're not playing none of those games. And now, the reason why we're not waiting and playing none of those games, ladies, is because, number one, you ladies play these games when you get older, right? But when you were younger in your prime, you made certain men get in, and it was like you gave them a low price. You didn't have these standards. You didn't have none of this stuff. None of this stuff was in place. But it's like as you get older, and I'm not saying you personally at Kyra. I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying women in general. A lot of times what they do is they go through life. They dated, may have been intimate with a dude. They got hurt, breakups. And then what happened is they learn from that. Get into another relationship, they got hurt again. Break up, another relationship, hurt, break up. Now they get to the point where they're like, you know what? I'm gonna find religion. Then they find religion, and now it's like, now they think, okay, I got it all together. I know what I need to do. I'm just gonna wait till when a man marry me before I give him some. And then when he marry you and you give him some, he still go get another woman. Then you get hurt again. I don't understand why women put themselves through this torture. I already told you ladies 1,000 times. A man was never designed by God to be with one woman. Never designed. Do you understand that? I have a wife. I have needs. Right? Which means I still have an eye for looking at women. You can never stop that. As a man, you can never stop that. That's in your nature. Do you see that? So if a woman feel that if she could just get married, then give a man some, that means the sum total of your existence as a woman is based upon your cooch. So your value is not who you are. Your value is your cooch. So that means once you get married, then you give this man this cooch. Then he still go out there and get with another woman. Then what? What do you do then? What do you do then? Divorce? Start over again? Come on, y'all. Y'all need to wake up. I'm trying to help y'all, but it's a difficult situation. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle, guys. You know? What is eat the box? Come on now. You know good and well what that is, fam. Stop playing. You probably like hearing me talk. That's what it is. Got to watch out because sometimes you'll have weirdos who come in the live and it be dudes and they like to hear dudes talk a certain way. They weird. You know what I mean? Everybody knows what it is, fam. Let me see. What happened to self-control as a married man? Self-control? What are you talking about self-control? See, this is that Christian stuff. What do you mean by self-control? Why my phone did that? What do you mean by self-control? What is that? Somebody said, what happens to self-control as a man? What does that mean? Self-control. If I see a woman and I want to lay pipe, I don't have no control. What are you talking about control? I have to lay pipe. If I'm hungry, all right, if my wife is cooking dinner, right, and I'm hungry and I'm at work and I'm going to be in, one of the co-worker females, she live across the street from the job, and she's like, oh, I'm cooking dinner. I'm going to bring some for you. You know what I mean? Me and her cool. She bring me some dinner. Should I have self-control and not eat her food because she's offering me some? I'm hungry. I ain't going to be going home. She's fixing me dinner. Should I tell her, nah, I can't eat that dinner because I got to have self-control. Wait till when I go home so I can eat my wife's dinner. That don't make no sense. There's no such thing as that. Let me ask you a question. You said self-control, right? In the Bible, Jacob had 4 wives. Where in the Bible does it say have self-control? Matter of fact, where in the Bible does it say a man is supposed to have self-control at all when it comes to dealing with women? Find the scripture. There is no scripture. That's my point. Y'all make that stuff up. Shout out to Keith for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the work. Says free game. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Shout out to Keith. Right? Shout out to everybody on the road driving right now. Everybody getting up. 9 to 5 grind, doing what y'all got to do. Shout out to all the truckers out there. Where the sister at? She said, hold on, who's this? Do men still want women who love to cater? A woman is supposed to cater to her man, but the problem is a lot of you ladies don't even know what you're doing when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cater to men who only have millions of dollars. Miss Cooks says, biblical times are different. I guess talking the reality of now. You can't marry multiple women now. Who told you that? See, this is the problem. How old are you at Miss Cooks? No disrespect, but let's have the conversation. How old are you, Miss Cooks? I can't even see on my phone. You know what? Let me go to my channel on my laptop. Let me go to my channel on my laptop. Oh, now y'all in trouble now. Now y'all in trouble. I'm going to my channel on the laptop. But hold up, before I go to the channel, let me wrap up what they had to say about Trump, not Trump, Clinton. Let me get that. I got to multitask. Give me a minute.
The president's denial is quite clear that there couldn't have been that type of encounter. We've checked even with people who would have presumably been brought a report of any incident of that nature, and they categorically deny there was such an incident.
Sources tell CBS News Lewinsky was a frequent visitor to the White House long after she left the staff. Last month, she was cleared in at least 4 times, including weekends and evenings. But her welcome seems to have ended 3 weeks ago. On January 3rd, she was denied entry at the gate. And sources tell CBS News she threw a fit, screaming, "Don't you know who I am?" The president was traveling the day Lewinsky was turned away. 4 days later, she signed her sworn affidavit that she never had sex with Mr. Clinton.
Now she's lying now? What's going on, man? Like, everybody lying?
A grand jury is due to convene tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. The grand jury will be hearing from witnesses that include the president's friend, Vernon Jordan, and the president's own personal secretary. Dan?
Who there preaching? Who there preaching to Kyra, saying, Kyra? I actually know somebody named Kyra. That's crazy. From back in the day, I actually know somebody named Kyra. Somebody telling you what? It's not natural, Kyra. See, here's the problem. Whoever that is talking to you is trying to keep you down like them. Imagine this thing, man. Let me pull up my channel on my laptop now so I can come into my own video and really see what's going on with this live chat. Let me see what we got here. Let me see what we got. Okay. So I'm live on my computer. Now I'm able to see the chat. Right? So, okay. Ms. Cooks says, biblical times are different. Biblical times are different. Hold on, let me turn on my light because it's time to cook. This is the part of the show I love. I love this. So, you said biblical times are different. Somebody said self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit. In the King James, it's referred to. You ladies just be making up stuff as y'all go. So if fruits of the Spirit is self-control, why a lot of you ladies, and again, I mean no disrespect, but how come a lot of you ladies have multiple baby daddies if it's about self-control? How you have multiple baby daddies? And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, you're expecting a man to come in and be a stepdad. Does that make sense? But you hear crying about a man having more than one woman, and you got multiple kids by different dudes, and you're expecting a man to come in to be a stepdaddy. Make that make sense. So let me get this straight. I come into your life, I didn't know you had kids, because I already been around women that look good, they fine, and they had kids, and it is what it is. But my point is, you a woman, you got kids by more than one woman. And I'm not saying none of y'all personally. I don't know your business. But let's just say I ran into you. I'm trying to holler. You look good. I want to lay pipe. Come to find out you got 2 kids, 3 kids. You know what I mean? You probably just broke up with some ninja or whatever the case is. These kids you got is probably from 2 different men. So I'm trying to kick it with you now. You're like, yeah, you know, I got kids. You accept me with my kids. I'm like, look, I understand you got kids. I want to kick it with you, but my responsibility is not your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't going to put me as no stepdaddy. I'm not doing that. I'll lay pipe on you. You know what I mean? I could kick it, come over to the crib, do what I got to do. We could chill. But I'm not taking care of your kids. They're not my kids. See that? Those are another man's kids. See, but what you ladies like to do is you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want a man to come into your life as a single mom, accept the fact that he got to take care of kids that are not his, right? You got 2 baby daddies or 3 baby daddies. That's cool on your part. But if I'm a man and I'm dealing with 2 women or 3 women, you got a problem with me. Make that make sense. You're not making any logical sense. And this is the problem with women today. That's why I tell men, don't sign up to be no stepdaddy, especially if a woman don't want you to be with no other woman. It's like, you crazy. If that's the case, I don't want to be around your kids. The only kids I want to be around is kids that are mine. You know, right is right, wrong is wrong. You can't come to me with kids from a previous relationship and I'm trying to get with you to kick it, but you don't want to accept the fact that I got a woman and I'm trying to get with you. I'm going to be faithful to you, but I'm also faithful to my woman too. But you don't want that. You want me to be exclusive to you. That's not going to work, especially when you got kids already. Like, you wilding. You bugging out. So let me see. And another reason why a lot of women disqualify themselves is because y'all be bringing y'all hurts and pains from previous relationships. That'd be the issue that be sabotaging new relationships, is that y'all take the experiences from your past and y'all bring it with you everywhere you go. You got to let all that stuff go. You know what I mean? You ain't going to be able to move forward and have any success if you keep carrying the baggage from the past. You got to let that go. You got to let go of the trauma, the hurt, the pain, anxiety, depression, what some man did to you, what happened. You got to leave that mess in the past. You ain't going to be able to move forward. But now, let me see. You said, who's this? Miss God Diva says, wait, Miss Go? Wait. Miss Go Diva 1000 said, as a woman with no kids, should I date a guy with kids? What's the problem with you dating a man with kids? You ain't taking care of him. This is the problem. It's like you ask those questions to try to flip it, like tit for tat. If a man have kids, that shows me that he's a man. That means he's laying pipe. He's doing what the Bible says he's supposed to do. Be fruitful and multiply. It's the man that don't got no kids you got to be concerned with. If a man don't got no kids, that's when you're supposed to be like, wait a minute. You been on earth how long? You ain't laid no pipe? You ain't had no kids? None? Like, what's going on? And that's not a knock to you brothers if you don't got no kids. My point is, as a man, you're supposed to have kids somewhere. Right? If the man that you're talking about is a good man, a stand-up brother that's trying to kick it with you, then it is what it is. You know? Did the other lady tell us her age? Did the other lady tell us her age? I went to Miss Go Diva YouTube page. See, first thing, you disqualifying yourself now, girl. Come on now. You got YouTube shorts on your page with shrimp. You got to delete those videos now. You know what I mean? For real. You out there eating scavengers? Nah, fam. Can't rock with that. You know what I mean? You gotta quit all of that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if you cook. It looked like you got lobster and all that stuff. Nah, fam. Can't rock with that. Chicken, yeah, we cool with the chicken. You know, it is what it is. I'm not sure what that is over here. What is this? Lamb chops. It says Brooklyn, New York. So you probably in New York. You know, shout out to Brooklyn. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I'm in North Carolina now. But yeah, the shrimps, that's going to disqualify you. Dealing with a man of truth. He ain't gonna rock with you because of that. You got to cut that out. All the lobster, shrimp, all that mess, those are scavengers. You know what I'm saying? That's why a real man supposed to guide you and tell you, look, babe, you can't be fixing that mess. Those are scavengers. Can't be feeding me that garbage. You know what I mean? You got to feed me some good food, not sea insects. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat bugs. It is what it is. But yeah. If the dude is a good dude, especially if he's a man of the Most High and he's willing to rock with you, it doesn't matter if he got kids, because it's not like you taking care of his kids. He should have a baby mama or a wife or whatever that's doing that. So I don't see what the problem is. As long as he's a good dude, he's not putting no hands on you. He's not in the streets. He's not no thug. He's not out there wilding. You know what I mean? He's just a good man that's doing his thing. Then why not? You know what I mean? But he got to be the kind of guy that show the fruits, the signs of a man that really want to be with you. Because a lot of you ladies, what you do, especially you ladies that don't got no kids, you get with a ninja. And I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying ninja. It's just that I say ninja to avoid saying the N-word. Because a lot of times what these guys do is they put on a good front when they with you. If you know you're a woman who never had no kids, you got to be on heavy guard from a man that try to sauce you up in order to lay pipe. Now, of course, as a man, we're going to want to lay pipe. What I'm trying to guide you away from is a man that know you don't got no kids. He know you may not be as mature enough to understand his game. And what he try to do is sauce you up in order to lay pipe. But he had no intentions on being with you long term. That's the kind of man you need to avoid. You need to avoid that kind of man. Remember, ladies, I got 4 daughters. So if you think for a split second that just because I get these guys some game on how to lay pipe on a woman, it's not about no pump and dump, smash and dash. It's on some real ish, meaning I'm really feeling this woman. I like this woman. I want to be in her life. I really want to be with her. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm sexually attracted to you. I can't hide that. I can't play no games. Like, this is real talk. But I'm trying to make that sister understand, especially out in New York. You know what I mean? I know how New York is. I know how these ninjas are in Brooklyn, Queens, all the boroughs. I know how they get down. And I'm not saying all the brothers are bad brothers. I'm not saying all the New York brothers is wild and crazy. All I'm saying is you got to be on point as a woman, especially if you have no kids. Don't let one of these ninjas pipe you down. Next minute you end up with a kid and he out. So you got to make sure that this dude really want to be with you. He got to show you those signs. If he's not doing that, don't even fall for the okie doke, because a lot of dudes, man, they be thirsty to lay pipe and they'll tell you anything to get in your pants. And, sometimes you be emotional because I understand you're a woman and you be really feeling them like, he got love for me. He told me how much he really liked me. And then next minute you open yourself to him. He got you pregnant. Now all of a sudden he's switching up on you. Now you hurt forever. Now you're going to be like those women that be on social media bashing men. Men ain't ish, blah, blah, woo, woo, all this mess. And now you hurt. You know what I mean? Now it's going to make it difficult for you to get with a new brother. And you got a strike against you. Why? Because you already had a kid from another man. So now when you get with that new brother, you expected him to be with you and you got kids from another man. That's the equivalent of a man having more than one woman. You'll deny him access to you because of that, but yet you want a man to be with you and you got kids? Come on now. You got to be on point. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Where's that other lady at? Somebody said, what? Who this? Today's Bible? What in the world y'all be saying, man? Let me go to your page and see what you working with. Because it be these women, bro, that Like, I don't know what the heck is wrong with y'all, fam. Let me see who this is. Today's Bible. It's a white woman. You most likely are over 50. And again, when I have these conversations, it's all in respect. But it's always somebody that's over 50 that's basically trying to rain on everybody's parade. So now I'm on your page. I'm checking out what you got. Today's Bible, right? I hope you're not preaching to nobody, because according to the Bible, it says that a woman is not supposed to usurp authority over a man. You're not supposed to be preaching the Bible. You do know that, right? Paul made it very clear that a woman is not supposed to usurp authority over a man. So if you're doing any sort of gospel preaching or whatever you're doing on social media, you got to stop. That's not biblical, right? Because I see it says today's Bible reading and whatnot. I'm looking on your page. I don't know if that's you, but I see the profile picture, so that's most likely you. Now, according to you, you said you're reducing sex to something insignificant and unimportant. It's way more than that. Don't be intimately involved with someone until you're committed. See, ladies, if you listen to her, right, you're going to be unmarried, childless, and miserable, right? She's talking religion. She basically said you're reducing sex to something insignificant and unimportant. Sex is very important to a man. When you hear women talk like that, those are the kind of women that if you were to marry them, you're going to have a sexless life. And what's going to happen is you're going to be in a marriage, unfulfilled, with a woman who's religious, and you're just not going to be fulfilled as a man. You're going to literally have a nun who lives in your house. You know, a nun that you see wearing those, all black, a nun. And in your home, you're not going to be getting none, because she's religious. And when a woman is overly religious, she's just going to ruin your life. I'm just being honest with you guys. You're going to be at work screwing around. You're going to be outside hunting other women, because the woman at home is boring. Like, she just don't want to do nothing with you because she's just religious. You don't want to follow that mess, guys. Michelle says something about poly relationships. I don't believe in poly relationships. Poly relationships is not the same as polygyny. If you're going to use the words properly. Poly is not the word. Polygyny is the proper word. Poly is a perverted form of a union of a man that is typically bisexual. He likes men and women. Or he could be with two women that are lesbians, right? Which is all against the scriptures in terms of men being with men, women with women. That's all perverted. That goes against the Bible. So poly relationships is perverted, right? I don't teach on poly relationships. That's perverted. What I teach is polygyny in terms of a man having more than one wife. Now, I could be a man who practice polygyny, but yet I don't have more than one wife, because the women are toxic, or the women are not on the frequency of being a wife. You see that? Because a lot of times people will look at me and they'll say, but you talk about polygyny, you only have one wife. And they so worry about where I put my D. They so worry about who I'm effing. It's amazing to me how people are always interested in what I'm doing. In order to make a woman a wife, she have to be on the frequency of understanding that purpose. For example, I have 4 daughters. I want sons. I would like to have sons. So the door is open, right? At the same time, if a woman is not mentally prepared to understand polygyny and to understand her role, it don't even make no sense entertaining her. Like, I'm not going to go lay pipe on a woman and impregnate her just because I desire to have sons. And next minute, she want to be on some old goofy stuff. And now I'm out here on child support. I'm out here getting dragged. No, I'm not doing that. A woman have to be on that frequency to understand her role. You see? So polygyny is about a man having more than one wife. Now, you could kick it with women because there's different situations. Sometimes a woman can be a wife, bear children for you, or it could be a situation where a man can practice polygyny and he just got some other women on the side that he smashed, meaning she's not trying to be a wife. She more or less just want to have a companion in her life. Like she likes you. She's not trying to have children because she don't want children, but she want a companion. You might be that guy, and you might get with her, lay pipe, chill with her, do what you do, and there's no children involved. So there's different types of dynamics in polygyny where a woman could be either a concubine or she could be your wife, companion, depending on the situation. But poly relationships do not compare that to polygyny. It's two different dynamics, right? Let me see what else we got. So we talked about today's Bible. She's off. Yeah, a lot of women want men to raise another woman's kids. That's crazy. Let me see. Who's this guy that says enough with his garbage? That's something you need to do with yourself, guy. It's like, why are you watching me? Like you're something wrong with you. If you feel that what I'm doing is garbage, why don't you leave? The world don't revolve around you. You're on my platform, remember? Like that's crazy. Like you're losing your mind, sir. Let me see who this person is. Who is this guy? Hoffman. Let's go to his channel, see who he is. See what this joker is. Yeah, we could tell you don't get women. We could tell you don't get no women at all, guy. Definitely, you don't get no women. Definitely, you don't get women at all. He's most likely religious. We don't got time for him. Let me get back to the content. Let me see. Where's the other lady at? I'm not talking about polygamy at, who's this? Robin Taylor. Robin Taylor, come forward. Polygamy is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about polygyny. Go look up the word polygyny. Polygyny is a union of a man having more than one wife. Polygamy is an umbrella where various other unions fall under, which is polygyny. Now think about this. Polygamy is an umbrella, similar to that right there. That's an umbrella, a softbox, an umbrella, right? Polygamy is the umbrella. Under the umbrella falls different unions. Polygyny, polyamory, you know what I mean? There's different types of unions. Poly, all of those unions fall under polygamy. You get it? You need to understand terms before you try to school me on these dynamics, right? Now, let me find the other lady that I was trying to find her age, right? Why is Hoffman talking about Deborah and Esther were prophetesses? Man, get out of here with all that garbage, man. Go sit down somewhere. You're not even a person of the book, so leave. Talking all this garbage. Talk about Jacob. Jacob had 4 wives. 4 wives. And he had 12 sons, which created the 12 tribes of Israel. Go sit down. Talking all this mess about prophetesses. Nowhere in the Bible did God Almighty appoint a woman to preach. There was no female prophets leading men. A prophetess is normally a woman who have a husband, and her husband is normally a man of God who is a prophet. No different than when you have a president, the wife is called the first lady. Even in the churches, these pastors, their wife is normally the first lady or whatever the case is. People don't have no education, man. Talking but don't know what they're talking about. I don't know where that lady is, guys. I forgot what her name was. With that today's Bible, y'all here trying to promote y'all religion. To today's Bible person says it's foolishness to get involved sexually in such a casual way. It doesn't work that way. It's a pipe dream. People can't just use each other for sex. You get your whole life. Man, ladies, if you listen to these religious people, man, they'll keep you single. I'm just being honest with you. Where's the lady that was asking questions? Because she was saying something about the Bible, and back then says one thing, and it's not like that today. Shout out to Shapira 144 for the support. I can't find the woman. Trying to find the woman. I can't find her. What's her name, man? Nobody ain't even trying to help me, man. That's crazy. If y'all want to see the content, y'all got to help me out with who I was talking to. Hoffman says this guy is a lowlife, no question about it. Okay, cool. Let me put you on the block list, Hoffman, because what we don't tolerate, sir, is disrespect. It's like you're calling a person you don't even know a lowlife, and you don't even know him. So you're not welcome here. Bye. Right? And see, those are the type of religious people that's keeping you ladies single. Those people don't even have nobody, but they're keeping you single with religion. I'm trying to find the lady that was talking with me in the comments. Nobody's helping. There was somebody that was in the comments and she was referring to something in the Bible, and I got distracted by something. I'm going to do my Diddy video later on. I'm supposed to do it after this one. I might just go live after this one again and talk about the Diddy situation. Let me go to the Bible for a minute. I only got 12% on my laptop. Let me go to the Bible real quick. Bring up a scripture. Right? According to the book of Exodus chapter 21, right in the Bible. Book of Exodus chapter 21 verse 10, it says, if he take him another wife, meaning more than one, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. You see, a man, according to the scriptures, can have more than one wife. The problem is people in today's day, they don't want you to know that. And it's not even about the Bible. Like, even if I'm not following the Bible, I'm going to always be interested in women because I'm a man. I'm going to always be interested in getting with a woman because I'm a man. Like, that's in my nature. Anytime you have somebody trying to limit that, that's when it's a problem. It's women who are supposed to be with one man, according to the Bible. Let me pull it up. Right? According to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 39, it says, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. So if a woman is married to a man, she's bound to him as long as that man lived. Women get divorced every single day. But according to the Bible, it says that once you get married to a man, even if you get a divorce, you're bound to him as long as that man is alive. And it says the only way you could be married is if that man be dead. Romans chapter 7, verse 2 says, for the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. And if you get married again, according to the scriptures, while your husband still live, the Bible says you're an adulteress. Those are very, very strict things to have there. So according to the scriptures, a woman is supposed to only be with one man for the rest of her life, as long as that man is living. But we know in today's day, women will get with a man, things don't work out because he got with another woman, always, and she'll get a divorce. And when she get a divorce, she go out there, now she's single, now she's dating, and now she's committing adultery. You see how that works? But she thinks she good because she never read the scriptures. Now, before y'all even bring it up, a lot of times in Christianity, they love to bring up the scriptures regarding a bishop, right? Let's get that. Bishop, or let me see, husband of one wife, right? Let me get that. Husband of one wife, right? So that's Book of Timothy. Let's get the Book of Timothy, and we're going to read that to about verse 8, right? So it says, this is a true saying. If my laptop shut off, then it shuts off. I don't know where the charger is right now. This is a true saying. If a man desire to be a bishop, he desires a good work. So a man have to desire that office of being a bishop. It says, a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, and to teach. Now, this is where Christians get it wrong. They look at the Bible and where it says, a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, because they lack reading skills, reading comprehension. Now, if men in that day all had one wife, why would the Bible have to tell you to have one wife? Does that make sense? If the culture is that you must have one wife, why would they have to tell you a bishop must be blameless, the husband of one wife? It's not talking about having one wife. It's talking about you must have at least one wife to have the office. Let's continue reading before my laptop shut off. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, and to teach. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy for filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. Watch this, guys. One that ruleth well his own house. So if a man don't know how to rule his house, he can't be a bishop. That's why the scripture says he must be a husband of one wife, meaning that's the prerequisite. That's the requirement. You have to have at least one wife. Why? Because if you don't know how to rule your own house, you can't take care of the church. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. Watch this. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? You see that? Now watch this. Moreover, he must have a good report. You see that? Wait, hold on. I skipped over a verse. Verse 6. This is the kicker. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Now, what is a novice? A man that don't have no wife. A man that don't even have a wife, he's not ruling his own house. So he's a novice in the faith. He won't know how to lead the church. He's going to fall into the condemnation of the devil. That's why Paul is telling us that if a man desire the office of a bishop, he must be blameless, the husband of one wife. The translation put husband of one wife, and people that read don't understand. The real translation is supposed to say the husband of at least one wife, because in those days, men had more than one wife. In the days of the Messiah, men had multiple wives. So for people to use these Bible verses to make you believe that a man is supposed to only have one wife, what if I don't want to be a bishop? It says right there, this is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife. So what if I don't want to be a bishop? If I don't want to be a bishop, I don't got to follow what Paul is saying, if it meant having only one wife. So if I don't want the office of a bishop, and I just want to do my thing and have my multiple wives, I could go do it. Paul never was saying a man is supposed to only have one wife. The scripture is talking about the office of a bishop, and you must have at least one wife to qualify, because you're not going to be able to know how to lead the church if you don't have a wife. If I have a wife, children in this house, I'm qualified to lead people. If I'm just some single guy with no wife, no children, no household, I'm not going to know how to lead any woman. Do you understand now? So before you have people that try to twist those scriptures, I decided to bring that out just in case you try. You know? Even the deacon, it says, likewise, must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given to wine. You see that? What else we got? Ephesians. Wait, where's that scripture? Ephesians. No. Even it says with a deacon in 1 Corinthians 3:12, it says, let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children and their households well. Again, to be a deacon, you must be the husband of at least one wife. Paul is not saying a man, meaning all men in the earth, all men must have one wife. That's not what the Bible says. It says, let the deacons be the husbands of one wife. But he's not talking about one wife as in you could never have another woman. Translational errors are all throughout the Bible. You must have at least one wife to qualify. Why? Ruling their children and their houses well. So if I don't have a wife, I'm not ruling my house well. Learn how to read, people. If I want to be a deacon, I have to be able to rule my house and my children, my wife, well. If I'm not doing that, I don't qualify. So what the Christian church did to keep every man in subjection to having just one wife is they made you believe that you're supposed to only have one wife by twisting Bible verses. It's not so. Not so. A man with no wife, no children, he can lead me better than any man I had a romantic. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Shout out to Virgil for the support. Says, salute Ringo, great content. Can you tell us how one get married without the state contract? You have to get with a woman. You get with a woman and you make her your wife. I think a lot of times people make things too complicated. When you date a woman, right? Let's say you're a woman, you get with a man and you're dating him and you had sex. What did you do to do that? You just got with each other and did it. Okay. You're married. You're married already. He laid pipe. You're with him. You're married. Y'all be making things too complicated. Like, seriously. Because your relationship have nothing to do with the state. It has nothing to do with the state. Now, you can marry a woman based on the state, but what if you already married a woman based on the state and you want another wife? You can't marry her by the state. That would be called bigamy. You can't do that in the USA. You can't have multiple wives under a licensed contract in the United States. Now, think about this. Do I need a license to have sex with a woman? To all you ladies that have sex with men and you're not married, did you get a license to do that? The way you need a license to drive your car? No, you just did it. So it's not illegal to have sex. It's illegal to have multiple wives on contract in the United States. But you cannot tell me I cannot have more women in my life. Just like you ladies have multiple baby daddies. You have multiple baby fathers out here. Is that illegal? Nobody can stop you from doing that. Right? Who's that? Zecora Why are you trying to be a man trying to answer a question for a man? Imagine that. Virgil is talking to me. Here you come trying to give an answer and you don't even got no results in your life. You don't even have a man. But you already done got the answer for a man. I don't like when people do that type of stuff. Like, the question was asked to me, and here you come trying to give the answers. Here you come trying to talk to a man about what he need to do. First of all, according to the Bible, when a man lay with a woman, she became his wife. Period. Because if you study the scriptures, which I'm sure you don't, because if you had a man, you would know. There's something in the Bible called the tokens of virginity. And the Bible talks about how the tokens of virginity is when a woman bleed on the cloth when she lay with the man. That was the proof that she's a virgin. That's the proof that they were wedded together. You get it? And there was a situation in the scriptures where a man said that the woman he was with was not a maid, meaning a virgin. And they told the father of the damsel to bring out the tokens of virginity. And once they brought out the proof, the man had to pay the man shekels, and he was chastised, and he could never put away that woman for the rest of his life because he brought an evil word against a daughter of Israel. So it's very, very serious. Once you lay pipe on a woman, she becomes your wife. You can have ceremonies and all that other stuff later down the road. But at the end of the day, a woman is made a wife when a man lay pipe. Remember, there was another scripture in the Bible. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it up, guys, because my laptop probably had 3%. Right? I'm going to try to pull it up real quick so I can shut down the lies. I don't know if it'll come up. Trying to find the scripture. Okay, here we go. Let me try to do this real quick, guys. Real quick before my laptop die. Let's hope that it stays. Okay. All right. Okay. Genesis chapter 38, verse 8 to whatever. It says, and Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife, meaning he laid pipe, that he spilled it on the ground. He didn't release his semen in her, right? Lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Wherefore he slew him also. So based upon the scripture, the Most High pretty much, listen, Judah said unto Onan, go into thy brother's wife. His brother's dead. So he told him to go into his brother's wife and lay pipe. Lay pipe. He ain't say go have a marriage ceremony. He ain't say go do this. He said, go into thy brother's wife and marry her. It's right there in the scriptures, guys. It's right there in the scriptures. Let me see if I can do this. Well, you won't be able to see it anyway. You won't be able to see it anyway because the... Watch this. Let me see. Hold on. It's going to be backwards because of the computer. I put the text, whatchamacallit, larger so you can see. Marry her. Just look at where it says marry her right there. Marry her. It's backwards. You marry a woman by laying pipe. You marry women by laying pipe. That's how you do it. All that ceremony stuff, They get that from America. You know what I'm saying? Again, for your own edification, Genesis chapter 38, verse 8 to 11. 8 to 10. Read that. And I could go through more scriptures in the book of Genesis that show you this, that when you lay pipe, that's how you make a woman your wife. All that ceremony stuff is what they do out here. You know what I mean? Yes, they had ceremonies in the Bible, but that is not how you do it. You lay pipe. That's how you make a woman your wife. So to the woman who try to tell me or try to answer for me, please sit down, because you don't know what you're talking about. You lay pipe on a woman, you make her your wife. Bottom line. Because his brother had no seed, and the Most High wanted his brother to go in unto his brother's wife because he's dead. Remember, a woman is bound to her husband as long as he liveth, but if her husband be dead, right, she could get with another man. Well, his brother was dead. So Judah told pretty much Onan to go into his brother's wife. Go into her, meaning sleep with her. But he said to marry her. How do you marry a woman? You lay pipe. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody telling me what I don't know concerning this issue. I open the Bible and I show y'all by the scriptures. You know? That's how it goes. You lay pipe. Now, if you want to have witnesses or something written up, so it's like, okay, it's documented that I didn't just lay pipe, but I certify that this woman is my wife based on me and her under the Most High. Then now you can write up a contract between you and that woman, that you and that woman are together. These are what you're willing to give her. This is what she's giving you. And you have that notarized, like, this is my woman. You have witnesses that are there. Boom. She's your wife. But now you can't marry her based on the state. Like, let's say you already have a woman that's married by the state. You cannot go marry another woman by the state because that's called bigamy. That's against the law. And the reason why it's against the law is because there's a lot of stuff that deals with taxes, benefits, and various other things that the government don't want to give you if you have more than one woman. See, this is why the government don't want you to have more than one woman, because they know if you do, you'll be able to build wealth. They know that. That's why they try their best to keep us, primarily black men, suppressed where we're not multiplying. That's why we don't got no kings being raised, guys. It's because we're supposed to be practicing polygyny. A man is supposed to have multiple women, and women are supposed to be on board, cooperating. That's how we build generational wealth. We're trying to build it by ourselves. And it gotten so bad right now, we're all divided and separated. You got so many black women that are single out here. Literally, they have their womb. They're holding their womb hostage. Well, I ain't getting with no man. I ain't having no kids for none of you guys. Okay, cool. Don't get mad when that brother go get a white woman or an Asian woman to reproduce, because we're going to reproduce regardless. If you're one of those women, well, if a man is not going to be with just me, I'm not marrying. I just rather be single for the rest of my life. Well, you can go ahead and do that. You're not hurting me, because according to the scriptures, men outnumber women. And in 2025, men outnumber women 40-1. There's over 40 women out here to every man. If every man had a wife and just one, millions upon millions of women will be single for the rest of their natural life. So you ladies got a choice. You either get with the program or you stay single for the rest of your life. You know? Let me see. Him sleeping with her maybe was equal to him sleeping with his brother, and him, man, wasting my time with you. This is why a woman is not supposed to be quiet in the church. This is why the Bible says it is not permitted to women to speak in the church. I mean, when a man is teaching, you're not supposed to be running your mouth, because you cause confusion. You know, if you want to have a church, go start your own YouTube channel, run your mouth, lead a bunch of women to the lake of fire. But when men are teaching, you're not supposed to be in the comment section yapping and yipping. You're not supposed to be doing that. You know? There are not more men on earth than women. That sounds foolish. You sound foolish because what you're basically saying is if there's more men on earth than women, then if every woman had a husband, multiple men would die alone. You're not making any sense. See, do you see how she's twisting that around, guys? I got 4 daughters, which mean women are being produced every single day. Kobe Bryant had nothing but girls. Girls are being produced every single day. I was just watching a video the other day of some black woman. She got like 10 kids. She had nothing but daughters. I'm like, dang, nothing but daughters. Girls are being born every single minute. Why? Because God Almighty know in order for a man to be fruitful and multiply, there has to be more women. You're not making no sense. Sit down. Be quiet. You're not making no sense. I can guarantee you, whoever that is, they don't got no husband. They don't got no husband, fam. You know? They don't have no husband because they're not making no sense. God told Adam, be fruitful and multiply. Somebody might say there wasn't multiple women on earth, Ringo, just Eve and Adam. That's a lie. There was multiple people on the earth before Adam and Eve got here. What? You lying? No. There was multiple people here before that. Let's get it from the Bible. That's if my computer ain't dead, because I'm down to 2%. I'm down to 2%, guys. I might not make it. I might not make it, guys. Okay, Genesis chapter 4, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. On the east of Eden. Let me see if I can do this real quick before the computer die. Uh-oh, the computer gonna die out, guys. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he built a city. Let's continue. He built a city. Okay, verse 19. Genesis 4, verse 19. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. Polygyny, right in the Bible. Those are the offspring of Cain. Cain fled from the presence of God, went to the land of Nod, and there he knew his wife, where that woman came from. If Adam, Eve, and Cain was the only ones on the earth, where did that woman come from? And why was Cain so afraid of losing his life to the point where the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had to put a mark on Cain to protect him? Come on. Laptop is dead, guys. Down to damn near 1%. I can't do nothing with it no more. It's down to 2%. Look right there. No cap. I'm not sure if you can see that. See the percentage? It says 2%. 2%. It's about to die. I don't have my charger with me. I don't know where it is. Right? I actually have the charger head, the brick. I have the brick. I don't have the cable. The brick is right here on the counter in the kitchen. Normally my wife be up listening to me yapping, so she would know to bring the cable if it was around. But yeah. Genesis chapter 4, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. Where that woman came from. They were already on the earth, guys. Adam and Eve was not the only ones on earth. Don't listen to your Christian pastor. He a damn lie. The reason why God created Adam and Eve is because they were in the image and likeness of God. All these other ethnic groups you see on earth right now are not the image of God. The black man and the black woman is. Y'all better recognize that. That's why God said, let us make man in our image. Those other people that was on the earth was not in the image and likeness of God. That's why you got so many different ethnic groups of people on the earth. You know? It is what it is. What you said, I'm asking, am I divorced? I don't know what you are. That's your problem. I don't care what you are. My job is to speak the truth. Y'all be coming in here with y'all attitudes and acting as if though y'all know more than me and acting like y'all got all this knowledge and then when I show you the scriptures, then y'all don't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? I already told y'all, when you lay pipe on a woman, that is how you make her your wife. You don't go to no marriage ceremony. You could do that if you want. You can have a ceremony, but at the end of the day, that doesn't make her your wife. You have to put her, become one flesh, connect with her. You got to put pipe up inside of her. You got to feel inside of her soul. Soul's got to connect. That's how you make her your wife. Not going down and getting some damn paper. You know? That's how it works. If you don't lay pipe, she's not your wife. You could go down and say, I do. She ain't your wife till you lay pipe. You know? That's the rule. That's biblical. The reason why they don't tell you that is because now it messes up your whole life. Because that means if you're a woman and you're sleeping around with multiple men right now, you've been creating a bunch of husbands. That's where they mess you up. Spiritually, you soul tie to all these different men. That's why the devil deceives you, by making you believe you're not married. So if you're a woman and you're single and you figure I'm single, I'm sexually liberated, I could just do what I want, you're going out there messing around and you're sleeping around with all these guys and you're connecting spiritually. You might think you're just having fun, having orgasms, getting some pipe. But what you're doing is you're being tied to different demons. This is where you got it all twisted up. The devil deceived you. The devil messed up your whole life. That's why you got mental problems, because you're sleeping with all of these men, and mentally you're unstable because the DNA of all those men is in your brain, and it got you tweaking. That's why you crash out over men. That's why you could get with a new man today and you're still remembering the hurts and the pains of all the men you done dealt with. Some women have lost their mind. There are women right now that have literally lost their minds and went crazy because of men. They had too much pipe, too much different pipe. Them men messed up her mind, bro. And it's like they get mad at me. I'm giving you the game. I'm giving you the truth. But it's like anytime I speak, the first thing y'all talk about is you're bashing women. How am I bashing women? I got a black wife upstairs. I got 4 black daughters. Y'all tripping every time y'all try to use shaming language on me. I got much love for black women, but when I give y'all the truth, y'all hate me for it. I don't get that. That's crazy. And the ones that be getting upset are normally the women that don't got no husband. It's like, you don't got no husband. You have nothing but problems. You're most likely an adulteress because you've been sleeping around. And it's like, now when the truth comes out, you don't want to hear it because your Christian pastor lied to you and told you you could be a born-again virgin. Well, if that's the case, you need to be a born-again virgin with all them kids you got, because if you get with a new man, he ain't marrying you. Not with them kids. Right? When you get with a man and you lay with him, you take in his DNA. And you go through a metamorphosis and you become the image and likeness of that man. Similar to when God said, let us make man in our image. Okay, when you lay with a man, you're laying with a man of God, right? If you study the book of Psalms, it says that, and ye are gods, which means little g. So when a woman lay with a man, she become the image of that man. Just like man is the image of God, woman is the image of the man. This is why when you pipe down a woman, she starts to look like her husband or look like her man. Even if you're not married to the man, like by the state, if you just sleep with a man, you're going to start to look like him. You're in his image, Who's ego tripping? Matt said, what? Ego tripping, what? I don't know who you're talking to. Now check out the adulteress. The adulteress says, it's 2025. We have condoms. What DNA? You just exposed yourself. You don't think God know that the adulteress would say that? We have condoms. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever given man a head with a condom? No. You give him head raw dog. So even if you talk all that condom garbage, even though I know y'all don't use that, you still giving him head and his semen is still in your mouth. So at the end of the day, you still taking in his DNA no matter how you do it. No matter how you do it, you still taking in DNA. So you can't hide from this. So rather than being receptive to the information and being an adult, you literally exposed yourself by saying we got condoms, which basically says you can do your dirt and figure you're not going to have no soul tie. You just expose yourself. It's crazy. She just exposed herself, dog. Like, that was real good. Like, you just literally exposed yourself. And this is what I mean, guys. Listen, they be out here doing this dirt, sleeping around, messing with different dudes, having condoms, and when they ready and it's convenient, they act like they following Jesus Christ, knowing good and well what they do on the low. Priscilla says, really? Just talking like this is literally gaslighting and emotionally abusing women. So let me get this straight. Me, a man that have a wife, have 4 daughters, is gaslighting and emotionally abusing women. See, you're hurt because you don't have a man and never will. And you're most likely over 50. How old are you, Priscilla? I promise you're over 50. I know you're over 50. They're always over 50, guys. Always. I never get that kind of nonsense from a woman who is in her 20s or 30s. When you talk the way you talk, you're telling on yourself. I know you're over 50. You're over 50 and you're mad because you hit the wall. You know? You're mad because you hit the wall. It's crazy how I mean, think about this. You don't even know me and you're accusing me of emotionally abusing women. You starting to sound like Cassie. You're starting to sound like all of these Diddy accusers. I don't even know you. So let me get this straight. Me speaking this truth, you're so emotionally abused. This is why a lot of guys don't even take y'all serious, because y'all be just making up nonsense as y'all go. And this is why brothers stay far away from y'all, because y'all be accusing men of emotionally abusing women? Wow. I thought y'all were living y'all best life being single. I thought y'all not thinking about a man. Come on, man. This is sad, bro. Absolutely sad. Only God speaks the truth. You're lonely. Absolutely lonely. You says wrong, young and happily married. You ain't married. Stop the cap. A married woman would not be up at 6:48 in the morning listening to me arguing with me. You'll be too busy giving your man head before he leaves to go to work. So stop the cap. You'll be busy giving your man some head, throwing some box at him, getting up to fix him some breakfast so that he could get up and go on out, fixing his coffee, his tea. You would not be on live arguing with me. So stop it. I already heard this too many times. You don't got no husband. So stop lying. Y'all be make-believing like y'all got husbands and know good and well y'all ain't got nobody. Stop it. Well, I'm talking as if though people are up in New York time. I don't know where everybody else. The majority of my viewers are in the United States. Very few are over in other places. You said, what happened to the tea on Trump? We already talked about that already. Are you slow? We've been on for 154 minutes, literally 2 hours and change. We've been on more than 2 hours. We already talked about the topic already. See how they try to move the goalposts, they try to move the goalposts. Well, what about Trump? We already talked about Trump. Trump is better than Clinton. Clinton was a coward. We already talked about Clinton. We talked about Monica Lewinsky. We talked about how Trump want to smash the African woman. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I wish him well with that. I'm in support of that. I'm in support of Trump laying pipe on the African woman. He got good taste if he want a melanated woman. Yeah, they always move in the goalposts anytime you keep it a buck. Women always move the goalposts. One thing I don't like is that a lot of women be disingenuous in my live chat. Y'all got to be transparent and be real. If you know you don't got no husband, keep it a buck. Don't come in here lying. You're talking to a man that got a wife. So I already know the signs. I already could tell I could tell when a woman got a man in her life from women that don't have a man. I know. You're not fooling me. Yeah, they always move the goalposts. They always do that. They be the ones gaslighting and then accuse you of gaslighting them. Let me see what we got. And hello to everybody coming in the building. Good morning to those that are coming in, depending on where you are. Sure, it might be nighttime where you are. I answered all the questions and made everything clear, but people still get mad at me. Ladies are always getting upset with me when I speak the truth. They be unsubscribing, then they resubscribe like next week when they realize everything I said is true. They get mad at me all the time, especially the older ones. Listen, to all the older women, 40 and up, right? If you're older, no man is marrying you. I already told you already. No guy is marrying you. He's not taking you down the aisle. That's not happening. Can you accept that? Right? It doesn't mean you can't get a man to lay with you. You could get a man to lay with you. But at that age, it makes no sense to make you a wife. You got to understand that. That's something you were supposed to do in your early 20s. You know what I mean? So you can have some kids, do what you need to do. See, if you get married young and you grow to your 40s and 50s and you're a wife, that's a good thing because you were married when you were young. But now if you're already in your 40s and 50s and you're single and you still have this hope that one day some guy's going to take you down the aisle, you're playing yourself at this point. You're living in a fantasy world. You're an older woman. You're middle-aged at this point. Stop it. Like, seriously. Grow up. Recognize where you are. You hit the wall, right? At this point, you hit the wall. So at this point, you got to get with a man that's willing to rock with you and be in your life as your companion. He don't have to be like, oh, let me go down the aisle with him and make him my husband by the state. No. Let him just lay pipe. If he's laying pipe, that's your husband, typically. If you want to think like it, he's your husband. Just not by the state. But he's in your life. Do you know how many women over 50, women that are 50 and 60, got a man in her life? He's not technically her husband by the state, but she kicking it with a man. Older woman, she got her man that she bring over every now and then. He come over, swing by, and she kick it with him. And everybody know that's her man. He may not live with her, but they see each other all the time. Older women know the game. It's a lot of these older women that don't, that make the game bad for other women. What is this? The Princilla lady, she don't have no husband. I told you already. She don't have no husband. She's capping. Now watch this, guys. Princilla says, why are you making women over 40 feel like they aren't worthy of being a wife and marriage isn't based off of sex? It's not a game. Again, These women have lost their mind. First of all, you're telling me that I'm making women feel like they're not worthy. When did I say worthy? What I'm telling you is a fact. No man is marrying any of you ladies over 40. You could get mad, you can unsubscribe, you can cry. If that makes you that angry, you got mental issues. If me telling you that ruins your life to the point where you're so upset with me, you're proving me right. Because if you're a woman and you could go get married and you could get a husband, get off your ass, go outside and make a man marry you. See if it happens. It's not happening. So stop it. I'm 48 years young. I'm telling you facts. None of these men are marrying you. None. But they will pipe you down. They're not marrying you. Not at 40. We not marrying you. At that point, it makes no sense. That's like going to the car lot. The car is used. It got a bunch of problems. Transmission, bad tires, bad engine, muffler falling off, oil check needed, gas tank got a leak. Man, we don't got no damn time for this mess. Nah. We're not doing it. Too much problems, man. You got too much problems. I'm not doing it. If you're in your 20s, 30s, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Sometimes if you're like just turned 40, you might have potential if you can still have children. The problem is most women over 40 already got children, or they don't want children, or they're so set in their ways, you can't even deal with them. And then you got women that are in their 50s still thinking they 20, and it's like, woman, you're in your 50s. Sometimes a woman could be 55, pushing 60, talking about she's waiting for a man of God to marry her. At 60 years old. Y'all tripping, man. Yeah, marriage for what? Like, why would you even be married at that age? For what? What are you doing? People forget that marriage is a purpose. Marriage is not something you just go into. What is the point of getting married? For what? What is the point of me marrying you if all these other men already done tapped that thing already before me? Everybody else was able to screw you. You had kids for other men, gave them the best years of your life, and now that you pushing 45, 50, now you put all these standards and requirements on me that in order for me to get some cooch, I gotta marry you? Man, you could keep that. I don't want it. This is the problem that women got. And you know who doing it to you? The Christian church. The Christian church have kept more women single than you could imagine. Again, look at Bill Clinton. Look at the woman he was messing with in the Oval Office. Monica Lewinsky. How old was she in 1998? Let me check. She was young. My laptop is dead. They got 1%. Let me see. How old was Monica Lewinsky? Monica Lewinsky. The laptop won't shut off. It's at 1%. When she was with Clinton, she was 22. She was 22 in 1997. She was 22. Monica Lewinsky was 22 years old when her sexual relationship with Bill Clinton began. These men want younger women, dog. You in your 50s, 60s talking about marriage? Nah, she was 22. 22 when Clinton was like this, getting some head in the Oval Office. A 22-year-old hot young tenderoni. Some of you ladies, your daughter is 22 and you are 50 or 47, 48, and you trying to talk about, oh, I'm waiting for the Lord to send me a husband. That man is looking for your daughter. That man looking for your daughter. You might as well just send him your daughter because he don't want you. He'll pipe you down, but when it comes to wife and a woman, your daughter is more required. She qualifies. I'm just being honest with you. Y'all getting mad at me? Look, ladies, stop getting mad at me. Go out today and make a man marry you. Go out today and ask all the guys, how many of you men want to marry me? And tell them your age, tell them about your kids, tell them about that, and let's see how many of these men want to take you down the aisle. Even if a man say, I would marry you, I guarantee you won't if he don't got no money. If he ain't got no money, if he ain't got no status or something, it's going to be something that's going to make you not want him. You want a man to marry you, but if he don't got the money requirement that you ladies always put in front, you ain't going to do it. That's why a lot of guys opt out of marriage and just focus on smash, dash, keep it moving. Because it's like y'all make things too complicated. It's like y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all want a man, but you waste time. You can have a man who's a good man. You'll waste the best of your years growing old. The man is right there. You don't want to get with him. You don't want to settle down. It's like you waiting. Why? Because you're trying to keep your options open. You're trying to see if you run into another guy before you settle down with that guy. And then when you get older and you realize ain't no man coming in your life, then it's now you want to settle down with that guy. He's the placeholder guy. Come on, man. Y'all be doing these dudes dirty. Yeah, they wait until it's too late. They wait until they lose their nice figure, they gain some weight, or they have a bunch of kids. Then, now they want to settle down. And it's too late. It's like, nah, you bugging. I told you, if you're an older woman, settle down with a man that you could kick it with and just be his companion and just keep it as that. But don't be out here talking about you waiting on the Lord to send you a husband to be some marriage. Don't stop it. Priscilla still talking. You're actually sitting there telling women how they feel. I'm not doing nothing. You could choose to leave, remember? Aren't you married? Like, what are you here for? I'm not making women do anything. A real woman would listen to a real man when he speaks. Because I'm not controlling your life. Every day you get up as a woman, you're in your own house. You got to go in your own shower to wash that cooch of yours, right? You got to wash yourself up. You got to wash your butt. I don't got no control over that. So you can decide if you want to go out there and get some husband. If you so fly, you got it popping, go out there, dress your best, and let's see if a man won't marry you. Because a man would literally get with you to sleep with you, but marry you, different ball game. We control access to marriage. You control access to sex. Always remember that. A man just can't go outside and sleep around, but a woman can. A woman have access to sex. A woman can go outside. If a woman want to get her back blown out, all she got to do is dress up hot and sexy, go to a club, go to a bar, entice a man, and take him to the telly, and she could get some pipe. A man can't do that. You see the difference? So you have access, you control access to sex. We control access to relationships. You ladies will never have a relationship unless a man allow it. You could give us all the sex you want. That doesn't mean we're going to take you serious to have a relationship with you. She said that's a lie. Ladies, You don't control access to marriage, and you don't control access to relationships. The only reason why a man would even make you his wife is he allowed that. You can't make me marry you. These women be bugging, bro. That's why anytime a woman get mad with a man, what does she do? Withhold sex. Go get married. Go get married or date a woman and let her get upset. What's the first thing she do? I'm not sleeping with you. That's the first thing she do. Men don't do that. Men don't do that. Men don't get mad with a woman and say, oh, I'm not sleeping with you. We don't do that goofy stuff. Y'all be doing that because y'all put all y'all value in your body. And when you do that in a relationship, I'm going to go outside and get me another woman anyway. So it is you telling me I'm not sleeping with you. Okay, cool. I'm going to go get me another woman to sleep with. You're not hurting me. You know? All you're doing is hurting yourself because when you don't sleep with that man and you withhold, you're violating what the Bible says. Go study what the Bible says. The Bible tells you don't do that. The Bible says, I don't know what chapter and verse because I don't got my scripture because of the computer. The Bible says, all you got to do is look it up in the Bible right now. If you don't believe me, look it up in the Bible right now. You don't believe me? Look it up in the Bible right now. Go to a Bible search engine, type in, defraud ye one another not. Type that into the search engine and you'll find the scripture. It'll come up. The Bible says, defraud ye one another not, lest it be by way of consent, so that you could come back together. It says through prayer and fasting, because what happens is a lot of times people defraud one another in marriage, primarily women. They become religious, talking about they praying, they fasting, and what they do is they withhold sex. And now what that does, it tempts the man. It puts him in a situation where he's starving, he's thirsty, he's hungry, and his woman don't want to give him no buns. And consequently, he needs to lay pipe. And it's like, you know what? He might end up getting into habitual masturbation, or he might end up sleeping around with multiple women. You know? Look it up. Go search it up. Defraud ye one another not. Just type that in and it'll bring up the scripture. I don't know what chapter and verse it is or what book, but it's in the Bible. And it tells you not to do that. Because if you do that, he's going to have eye for other women. Now, some might say, but if the Bible is saying that, shouldn't that mean that he's only with one woman? Wouldn't that mean that a man could only have one woman? That's not what the Bible says. Because remember, that's applied to both parties. Defraud ye one another not, lest you fall into temptation, the temptation of the devil. Because if a man is withholding love, affection, and it's not just sexual, it's your duty of marriage. If you study the scripture, I think it says something about do benevolence. If you look at the scripture, I don't have it in front of me, so you guys have to have it in front of you. It's talk about something, do benevolence. So basically, the duties of a man in a marriage that he's supposed to give a woman, he's supposed to not withhold it. Likewise, with a woman, you're not supposed to withhold. So it's not just sexual. You get it? It's not just sexual. It's your duty of your marriage. If you're withholding that, you may put somebody in the snare of the devil. You know? I can't quote the scripture because my laptop is off. You get it? Right, your wifely duties. Like, if you're not cooking for your man, you don't want to cook for him. You may have given him sex, but you're so mad, you're like, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking for you no more. Now he's forced to go out and eat. Now he's out at the diner, getting dinner. The woman is there. He's sad. She's like, I see you in here every other night. Like, what's going on? You good? And you be like, it's just really crazy, you know. Tell me what's going on. I mean, nobody's in here. You could talk to me. Well, my old lady at home, you know, she bugging out. She don't want to cook for me. She don't want to sleep with me. It's really embarrassing telling you this, but could I get a beer real fast? You know, oh, no problem. She's like, she don't want to sleep with you. She don't cook for you. That's not right. You seem like a good man to me. If I had a man like you in my life, I would definitely cook for you all the time, and I would definitely give you some love. And then you left, you know, you went home. You came back to the diner talking, and, you know, everybody went home. She's closing down the shop. She's there. She came around the side. She's talking to you, and she's like, you want to come home with me? And you're like, what? She's like, I want to take you home. You don't deserve this. You really don't deserve this. You need love. You need a woman that really appreciates you. See, ladies, that is when you lose your man. That is when you lose your man. You ladies that love to do all of that defrauding, being in your feelings all day, getting angry, let that man run into a woman like that. That's the kind of woman that make men don't come back home. That's the kind of woman that'll make a man stay out. He won't come back home because that woman understands the assignment. When he gets to her house, she's going to put on the lingerie, the nice outfit. She's going to be smelling good. She's going to start cooking for that man. She's going to sit in front of him. She's going to do all that sexual stuff. She's going to have her feet all up on the table. She's going to be seducing him, feeding him, massaging. That man is going to be in heaven. That man is not going home. And there are women out there that know how to work the works, and they will take your man. She will take your man. Because she's catering to that man, to all his needs. That man is like, my goodness. He wake up in the morning, he getting ready to go home. He's holding her. He's like, wow. You really brought me back. You're really a good woman. You cooked for me, showed me love, encouraged me. He giving her big hugs, y'all. Ladies, when a man is hugging you tightly, real tight, he don't even want to go. That man is, yo, that's when you know you put it on him. You made that man recognize that you're that woman. Now, ladies, if you're that type of woman that don't show your man no love, no encouragement, nothing, you and he find a woman like that, you lost your man. You lost your man. You lost him. He gone. Simple as that. And there's a lot of ladies that lost their man to that. You know? It is what it is. So what, there's a woman in the chat complaining about their man. Let me see. Somebody said you picked the wrong man. Who? Let me see what she said. Unemployed 1 to 2 years of our marriage. I did not leave. Now he left to move in with mom. You got with the wrong man. I mean, a man, even if he had downtime, he's not going to move back in with mom. That's nasty work. To move back in with mom, Duke, that's crazy. You got with the wrong man, which means he's not willing to work, to sacrifice, to provide for you. A man is going to do what he got to do to make sure that he provides for his family. Even if it hurts, even if it bothers him, he's going to sacrifice. He's going to do what he got to do. That's why you got to pick the right partner. Be picky when you're young. But you picked the wrong man, though. It's not about picking the wrong man. You was the wrong woman. You know? I think that's Omar that's talking to Roy Gina. So that's why you have to pick the right partner. Be picky when you're young. But she wasn't the right woman. That's what listen, ladies, when you come here, I got to give you the truth. You were the wrong woman too. You weren't the right woman when you got one. You weren't the right woman. He wasn't the right guy. Y'all were both wrong, and that's why y'all got with each other. Stop assuming that he was the wrong man. No, you were not a good woman. Own it. Be honest with yourself. You were not mature. You were not right. You were not following God. You were in your feelings, and you made bad choices. Just admit it. If you can admit that, that's what's going to help you in the long run. If you lie about it, you're in denial. You're in denial of the truth. Yeah, unequally yoked. You know? Back in the days, I used to deal with different women, and I'm pretty sure I was with some of the wrong women, you know? And then I had some of the OGs, they would guide me away from certain women. There have been certain women I wanted to talk to, and the OGs, the older brothers, they had to put me on game. They was like, yo, bro, no, whoa, not her, dog. I'm like, what's the matter? Yo, she banging, bro, yo. Like, dog, don't get with her, dog. She dirty, man. She a dirty girl, bro. Who, her? Like, yeah, man. I'm looking out for you, youngin'. She dirty, bro. I'm gonna still try to talk to her, man. Y'all tripping. Dog, you wanna burn, bro? You wanna burn? I just told you, shorty dirty, bro. We out here in these streets. We know what goes on. She with everybody, dog. They had to put me on game, man. In my own lust and desire, I'm trying to chase down shorty, but she a neighborhood 304. I'm thinking she a good girl. The OGs had to put me on game. See, I was young and dumb when I was in my teenage years. You know? They had to help me out. I was wet behind the ears. I didn't know everything. You know? So as you get more mature, you start learning the game. You start realizing right from wrong. But if that man wasn't working for 2 years, and he decided to leave the relationship and go back with his mom, I don't understand why would he just leave. It sounds to me y'all were having arguments in the house, and he left because the house was in your name or the apartment was in your name. A man is not going to leave and go back to live with his mom. It sounds to me like you kicked him out the house because he wasn't working. Be honest. You're not fooling me. I'm reading your mail. You're not fooling me. You were nagging that man. He got tired of hearing your ASS and decided to leave and go back and live with mom. Tell the truth. Because if the house or the apartment was in his name, he's not going to go and leave. He's not leaving. That means it was in your name. His name probably wasn't even on the lease. That's why it was easy for him to leave. Because a lot of times what you ladies do is you get with a man and, you know, y'all do y'all thing. And it's like he's in your house, but he's not on the lease. And what that does, it helps you to protect you. So it could be a situation like that. And probably because he lost his job, you were on his case. You were nagging him, probably calling him a bum, a loser. And he got tired of hearing you, you know, and he decided to just bounce, go back and live with mom, you know? You said it was in his name and my name wasn't on the lease. So why would he leave? Why would he leave? Because that means he would leave to spite you. If that means he left you to get evicted. That's what it sounds like. It almost sounds like he left you so you could get evicted. Because if his name is on the lease, how are you going to renew the lease if he's not with you? And he went to go live with his mom. Obviously, he ain't want to be around you. So something went down in your house that you're not telling us. Be honest. Something went on in your house that you're not telling us. You're not fooling me. I'm a man. I have a wife. I have a family. So, and I've been married for years. I'm talking about since like my late teens. So you're not fooling me when it comes to speaking on these issues. Y'all were going through something, and it's either you push him away or he just said, you know what, I'm done listening to you, arguing with you. I'm out. You stay here, I'm out. Since you want to complain, I'm out. And the thing is, a lot of these ladies, they don't want to hear the truth from me. They get mad. They get mad with me, And I don't know why. You know? Shout out to Zato in the building. What's going on? At brother Zato, I think I'm gonna get that other mic, bro. I like the mic that I bought. I think it's cool. At the same time, I think I'm gonna get that other microphone. I think I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna jump the gun, and I think I'm gonna make that purchase because the other microphone have a lot more potential, especially when you set it up properly on a boom arm, pointed at the subject. You could get some real good voice audio, real clean. You could use it for voiceovers, all of that type of stuff. I think I'm just gonna jump the gun and get that microphone. Let me see. All right, I'll do that. Da-ba-da-da. You mean people don't know what 304 mean? Dag, man. It's 2025. Y'all supposed to know that already. See, that's how I know some of y'all too old now, man. Because y'all supposed to know what 304 mean. So if somebody said they don't know what 304 mean, you must be over 50. But anyway, guys, I've been on too long, man. I got to talk about the Diddy case and whatnot. A lot of people mad, but they're not putting the clues together. You know, they mad at me about my other video. Let me talk about that for a minute, bro. A lot of you people that's hating on me for my last video where I said Diddy is not guilty, I live by faith. Y'all live by sight, right? I call those things that be not as though they are. You folks who live by sight, y'all speak a different language from me. But don't act as if though you rock with me when you know you don't, right? Don't say stuff like, oh, you ruined your channel because of X, Y, and Z and all this other garbage. I don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe what I believe, then I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say what I got to say, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't have to prove nothing to you, right? Because you had people that coming in there, they was like, what if he's found guilty? Then what? You said he's not guilty, so you ruined your channel. Now nobody's going to believe you. Well, if that's how they feel, they could go ahead and do that. I don't care, because I don't care what people feel or think about me, right? I live by faith. Haven't I been telling you guys that you got to speak things into existence? Y'all think this is a joke. I practice what I preach. So at the end of the day, I speak the truth and I speak things into existence. And I'm just putting it into practice. If you have a problem with that, it's because we speak different languages. I live by faith, you live by sight. All I know is based on the Diddy case, if we look at the evidence, if we look at what's going on, when we look at the different charges from 2 to 5, they already came down with a verdict for that. They never told us what the verdict is, but if you really do the math and you put it all together, 2 to 5, they already have a verdict. They already decided what they want to do. Now, if Diddy is guilty, why are we wasting our time with 1, which I believe is the whole RICO racketeering, some mess, right? Why are we wasting our time with 1? He would be getting 15 to 20 plus years with the others if he's guilty. So if we really wanted to put him in prison for a long time, if you already got him on 4 counts and he's guilty on that, he's already getting 15 to 20 years, right? So let's just do that and done. But if you really do the math and you really think about this, maybe for the 4 counts, he was found not guilty. That's why they're having trouble with that last one that they got to go deliberate on, because they're not sure yet. Just do the math. You see that? Some of that went right over people's head. Y'all not even understanding it. You know? Somebody said, Diddy is guilty. The devil is telling you he is not guilty. What? The devil is telling me he's not guilty. No, Diddy is not guilty. Based on the case, if you've been watching the case, nothing has been proven. Like he's guilty of major charges and crimes. No. When has it ever been guilty to have sex? It's not guilty to do that. Everybody in the industry have freak-offs. Everybody in the industry use drugs. Everybody in the industry sleep around, hire prostitutes. They all do that stuff. Jay-Z, Diddy, all of these guys, all of the moguls, they all do this. You know? All of the movie actors, they all are part of these parties. How come nobody ain't call out the people that were at the Diddy parties, the freak-offs? How come they didn't bring up all of the celebrities, the bishops, the pastors, T.D. Jakes, and everybody else that was at these freak-offs? How come nobody got brought out? Come on. If Cassie got violated by Diddy in terms of grape, how come the male sex workers wasn't charged with grape? If Diddy paid for drugs and people brought drugs to Diddy, how come the people that brought the drugs for Diddy aren't on trial for bringing drugs? See, come on, guys. This whole issue with Diddy is due to the money that he got when he was battling the liquor companies, and he was rewarded. The industry pretty much is battling him or punishing him because of situations that we just don't understand. He's being punished by the industry. They already humiliated him. He already served time in jail. When you look at all these different things that's going on, it's a humiliation ritual. You know what I mean? This is bigger than, it's one big distraction. It's bigger than what you think it is. You know, he never forced nobody. Everybody was consenting adults. And everybody that want to see Diddy burn, you're evil people. Anybody at the sound of my voice that want to see Diddy burn, you're evil. Because if that's the case, may the Most High make you burn in your sin so that you can go to the lake of fire. Since you're that full of judgment that you want him to burn in prison, and you don't even know the facts of the matter, you're not even paying attention to the case, you became judge and jury, you want him to burn. See, before the Diddy case came about, we were hearing about the case, I wanted him to go to prison. I said he was going to go to prison. But then once the case started to roll and I started to get the facts in, that's when I had to retract my statements and realize that that man is not guilty. I don't agree with his business practices. I don't agree with how Diddy did all his artists dirty, but business is business. If you don't read the contracts you're in, you don't read the fine print, and you end up in a situation like the group 112 and all these other rappers and Craig Mack and all these other people, then that's your problem for not reading. So at the end of the day, business is business. You know, he did Mace dirty. He did everybody dirty. Biggie, everybody. But at the end of the day, business is business, y'all. So I had to retract my statement in regards to Diddy because I looked at him as a monster just like you guys. But once I started looking at the facts, once I read all the statements, once I looked at the emails and the text messages from Cassie and I realized that she's a 304 and a willing participant, I was like, nah. She was a willing participant, man. Nobody be with a man that long and then claim they were being abused. Yes, he did what he did with her in the hallway. But to be honest with you guys, what he did to Cassie in the hallway was not even, it wasn't even nothing. Chris Brown beat up Rihanna worse than Diddy did Cassie. And Chris Brown didn't even get that kind of treatment from you guys. Y'all accept him. Y'all did him dirty in the beginning. Y'all were roasting him. But y'all forgave Chris Brown, and he's in good graces with you again. But the situation with Diddy in the hallway, the kicks he gave her were kicks without no shoes. So those weren't kicks. Those were little dustings. He just kind of dusted her up a little bit. Those were not kicks that caused bodily harm, bruising, and battery. No. It looked bad because it's on camera. But to be honest, the only thing he did was drag her. And for all we know, we don't even know why he was doing that. You don't know what she went out that room with. She probably took his personal belongings. She probably took his jewelry, his money, and she left that room with his belongings. And he came outside and he's like, what are you doing? Are you tripping? And he flipped on her, just like anybody would flip on anybody, you know? But people are not looking at the bigger picture, you know? We can't let that man burn in prison, guys. We have to look at the facts. Diddy is Diddy. He's the diddler. He's a freak. He might be into men and women. To each his own. If that's what he do. If Diddy like looking at men nuts and men butt, and that's what he do, that's his personal business. But I don't want to see that man burn in prison after looking at this case. I realized that man is not guilty. I looked at the case, guys. I didn't even make videos about it because I'm not like these thirsty YouTubers. Every morning they go live. We're talking about the Diddy case. We're talking about. I don't got time for that, guys. Every single day. Come on, man. Just wait for when everything comes out. Yeah, he's a distraction right now because we're at war. There's a lot of things going on, and yes, the case been a distraction to keep us occupied so that we're not looking at what's really going on in America. And when they give you the verdict, it's going to be like O.J. Simpson case. When O.J. Simpson, when the verdict came in, everybody and their grandmother, including black people, believed he was going to be guilty. Every black man and woman on earth believed that O.J. Simpson was guilty. And when the verdict was read and it was not guilty, we all were amazed. That was the day we were like, wow, 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 wow. I couldn't believe it. White folk were pissed. They were pissed, man. They were angry. They were angry. But hey, y'all better keep your eyes open on what's going on in the world. Something is going on. And that's why we've been distracted with this Diddy stuff. I don't see how is it that the whole world is focusing on one man, on whether or not he go to prison. The way this thing works, man, they'll distract you with Diddy and then let him go free. And then before you know it, something drops down the pipeline. Because once Diddy get acquitted, he's leaving the country. He's going to leave the country and go live his life with his billions. And it is what it is, man. He ain't going to want to have nothing to do with nobody, man. And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, guys, we're going to get up on out of here. I've been on here too long. I got to get something to eat. I'll be back later on. Talk about with more topics. I got to do another Trump video. Something came down the pipeline. I got to talk about that. But, yeah, Trump compared to Clinton. Trump is more bold. They trying to ruin his political career because he wanted to pipe down the African reporter. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If that's what you want to do, Trump, if you want to pipe her down, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe not in the Oval Office like Clinton, but if you're going to pipe her down, take her to the telly or maybe to the bunker, that bunker that you guys got, take her down there and bunker. You know what I mean? It is what it is. To all the ladies, don't get mad at me. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Stop getting mad at me, man. Subscribe to the channel. I know some of y'all unsubscribe. Y'all always do that. Y'all funny. Y'all be unsubscribing, then y'all resubscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Y'all say y'all don't even make up your mind. Y'all got to make up your mind. Trump don't care. Trump will say whatever he got to say about anything in front of everybody. He don't care. I can respect that. Clinton, I can't respect him because he got head from that woman. He piped her down. He had a young, hot tenderoni getting some hot head in the Oval Office, and he denied it in front of the American people. So we can't trust that president. Any president's going to deny getting some top. We can't trust him with American politics and governing the country because that means he'll lie about everything else. And I'm sure Clinton lied about a lot of things. If he lied about getting head, he lied about a lot of things. So we're going to get up on out of here. Again, salute to everybody. Salute to all the brothers coming in. Hello to all the ladies. I used to be confused with that hi thing. I see somebody, Ronnie, Morning Coffee. It said hi. I was confused with that at first. I was literally roasting people that would do that. And my apologies to those that I was roasting. I was getting mad at that because I didn't know it was a feature that YouTube have, some new feature. I thought it was people saying, I said hi. You know how somebody, they said hi and they'll be like they're screaming at you like I said hi. You ain't gonna say hi back. That's how it comes off. So I was getting pissed off with people when they were doing that. And then when I was on somebody else's live looking at it, it says say hi. And I'm like, oh, snap. I didn't even know they had that feature there. So my bad, man. But, yeah. I got to go get something to eat, guys. To all the people that get mad, hey, don't get mad at me, man. You know, if you're a real supporter, support the platform. Be faithful, man. Stop being one of these flip-flop viewers. The 1 minute you with me, next minute you not. Just flip-flopping. I'm not your Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be investing your whole damn life into me as if though I'm Mr. Perfect and, you know, everything I say is 100% all the time. Like, y'all be tripping. Y'all be looking at people too perfect. Like, y'all got to stop that. That's worship. Don't worship me. Worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I'm going to get up on out of here, man. Free Diddy, free R. Kelly, free Tory Lanez, free all these brothers. You know what I mean? Let them get out. Free Kelly, man. We need some new music, man. R&B game is kind of dry right now. We need Kelly to get back out there, man. Get back in the studio. You know? Think about this, man. They got Kelly locked up in there, and he ain't even do anything. But yet, look all the garbage they doing with Diddy. Come on, man. It's tripping, bro. That man got put in prison through the court of public opinion. That man didn't even commit no crime. And y'all put that man behind bars. That's how I know the justice system is garbage, bro. Like, it really is, man. It doesn't even make no sense. Trolling for content. Trolling for more content is wild. Who you talking to? You said trolling for content is wild. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? I need to know. Who are you talking to? You talking to me or are you talking to somebody else? What exactly are you, what's the deal? I need to know. We're waiting. We're waiting on you to answer the question. You said trolling for more content is wild. I want to know, are you talking to me? Just my opinion, talking to whoever. Let me put you on the block list. You were talking to me, dog. Just be honest, man. I don't like when people lie, bro. You know what I mean? Don't say I'm talking to whoever. Say you talking to me. You know what I mean? Be honest. You know? Don't try to hide. I respect people if they just be honest, man. Like, y'all be scared to say what it is, man. Just like y'all be scared to talk to people straight. If I ask you a question, just say it straight. That's why I asked you, because I wanted you to be honest so I could respect your comment. But don't say, I'm talking to whoever. There's a reason why you said what you said. You know what I mean? There's a reason why you said what you said. So when you say trolling for content, you're talking to a content creator. You're not talking to whoever, because whoever is not doing content. You played yourself, dog. See how easy it is for me to read the room? It's easy. So that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here, man. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the road on the 9 to 5, getting ready to go to the 9 to 5. It is what it is. And I don't even like blocking people. I just don't like when people lie and they disrespecting me at the same time. You know what I mean? Because that person try to make it seem like they talking to everybody. You said trolling for content is wild. Content. Trolling for content is wild. So you can't be talking to everyone because the viewers are not content creators. You're talking to content creators, which means you're talking to me. Logically. It's easy to figure out. So that being said, guys, y'all have a blessed day. I'll be back with more. I'm out of here, man. Take care. Peace. Make sure you double tap the screen and give it a thumbs up. I'm out. Let's go.